Good day. How are we doing? Yeah, I'm late, I know. A certain, you may be wondering why I'm late. Maybe because everything is happening this week. Mythical Champions, Deadwood Jedi's got a new event going. Honestly. What a day. What a week. The best part is we've got more things coming tomorrow that we don't know anything about. That is apparently coming on the 5th, according to Twitter. Honestly. But there we are. So today's stream, we're probably going to be finishing a little bit earlier than normal, but we'll see how we get on. I do want to focus predominantly on rebuilding the Hydra teams we talked about last week. But yeah, we'll obviously talk about the elephant in the room first, which is Mythic Champions, and obviously just, you know, catch up. How's everyone's weekend? How has everyone's weekend been? I know it's Monday. It doesn't feel like Monday. It feels like another day of the week for me. So I had to pop to the shop, so sorry about that. Dandabear, not only is he a member for 10 months, has it been 10 months already? It's crazy. Also gifting 5 memberships to the community. Chief Gifter, thank you so much, Dandabear. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Give a big thanks to Dandabear if you get a gifted membership off of him. He's a gift. Magnadra, welcome back to the minionship. I know, Jessica. I have bad form, but the goal is to end earlier. It is warm today. It's funny, since I've sort of renovated a little bit of the house, I bought a massive fan. So I've been sitting in the office all day going, oh, it's not too bad. And then I went outside earlier, and it's like, nobody told me there was a heat wave outside. I literally walked outside and I was like, dear Lord, why is it so warm? It's really cold in my house, and I'm not used to this because normally my office is quite warm, very warm. But because I got the new fan, it's like a dream. It's been a cool like 22 degrees in my office all day because the fan has been on all day, and I just didn't notice. I didn't realize it was a heat wave outside. But you know, there is a heat wave. My pale skin, I know, right? Honestly, I was in the car. I could literally feel it burning my skin. It's brutal. I mean, I got a fan. It's as good as air conditioning will be, Joe. But yes, as Brits, I mean, the problem is you basically get air conditioning for like maybe 3 weeks a year because the rest of the time in the UK, it's freezing cold and it's not worth it, right? It's not like it's a consistent hot temperature. We'll get a couple of weeks here or there where it's really warm and it feels horrendous, and then it just kind of goes back to normal. So, I mean, it's good, to be honest, because I bought this fan and it was an expensive fan because the last time my mum was in this office, she was like, this room is like uncomfortably warm. Uncomfortably so. So I bought the fan to basically make the room a little bit healthier because I obviously been working, I didn't really notice. So I'm kind of glad because it's paying off the fan a little bit right now. So I suppose we should talk about the elephant in the room first, should we? Should we talk about mythical champions? Let's see if we've got let's have a look. Read more. I know Nev has been hard at work trying to figure out how to put these on as skills. There we go. Let's have a look. Let's talk about mythical champions. Now, I will start this whole conversation with, I have not commented on mythical champions yet because I do not know. Essentially, I'm not sure, like, until I know the details, right? So obviously some things here, higher base stats. So until I know exactly what higher base stats really means, I don't really know how we can look at it, right? Because if it's like an extra 200 base stat, it's massive. If it's an extra 20 base stat, not so much. Metamorph skills can't have their skills, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Skills that gain ignore resistance, doesn't really matter. They'll primarily be primal shards, right? Okay, so this is the big information. Okay, don't really know this. What are primal shard drop rates? Primal shard drop rate. Well, you can't, Maxime, because you can, in the video, most of the stats they were showing were unascended. So you can kind of get a concept, but you don't really know until it's fully ascended, right? We won't know until they go live in the game, so the big, yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was looking for the same thing. Maybe some views have it, but most of them have it so that it's just unascended. So I don't think it's going live tomorrow. I think Thursday, if anything. Thursday at the earliest. I think there'll be another like what's next on tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think we're going to find out what they said about the major new content piece. And I think that's what we'll find out tomorrow. So what I don't understand, what I don't know right now is, firstly, how much of this primal quartz are we going to get? Secondly, how accessible are these primal shards on their own? And thirdly, what are the drop rates? So until you really know that detail, it can range from anywhere from the most atrocious shard they could ever create to one of the more forgiving shards they could create, right? Let's face it, the first prism shards we had were quite good. The second set of prism shards we had were heavily paywalled. So there's always context. The first set felt pretty good. So it just depends where they put it. If we get like 100 primal quartz a week, and we get one primal shard a week, and the drop rates are like 5% for mythical, I'm not saying they are for any length, it could be really rare. What I'm saying is, if the shard is quite accessible, then rolling the odds is pretty good, right? Are we going to get ancient shard accessibility, or are we going to get sacred shard accessibility? Are we going to get ancient shard drop rates, or are we going to get sacred shard drop rates? We don't really know. So until I know the information, I actually can't make a judgment call. I can't. Because I couldn't, like, it would be disingenuous as me as a creator to kind of give my opinion on something that I don't know any information about. Obviously, today they've confirmed in the patch notes that Hydra Clash is going to give you primal quartz, but how much? Now, I will say, and the first thing I did immediately when I read primal quartz in Hydra Clash was I went to the official raid Discord and I put in there straight away, you need to fix Cadaver. Before you even get started with trying to make Hydra Clash enticing, you gotta fix Cadaver. I don't care about what you're gonna, if all of it's gonna be is it's now important to do Hydra Clash and you still haven't fixed Cadaver, that's a joke. So that is what my content will be for the next 3 weeks until they fix Cadaver. I'll probably mention it in every single goddamn video. Until they fix Cadaver, it's just a joke to put anything in Hydra Clash, because Hydra Clash is a joke until they fix Cadaver. Yes, the problem, cool, though, is they haven't quite accepted that there's no way to fix Cadaver without nerfing something. Like, for example, what is the problem with Cadaver? The problem with Cadaver is you grow the shield too much. Okay, how do you solve it? Well, stop the shield growing so much. Well, that's a nerf to Brogni. Okay, well, we don't want to nerf Brogni, so we put a value cap on Cadaver. Well, that's a nerf to Cadaver. So you can't actually solve the problem without nerfing something. It's physically impossible. It's just like... The quicker they accept that and get towards the solution, the better. Because the longer they try and find a, quote, solution that doesn't nerf a champion, it's going to take forever because they're never going to figure it out, you know? I heard one suggestion which was add maybe put like a global shield cap, that the shield cannot exceed a certain value, but then that's like a nerf to every single shield in the game. So it's like, that's not really a fair solution, you know? Just put a cap on his A1. It doesn't even need to be content specific. Just like Jeffrey's nailed it exactly. Max cadaver damage to 200k. Problem solved. Bug fix the one champion that's breaking the game. But they also need to fix Trunda as well. Trunda's A2 should be like Wukong's A2. Doesn't crit. If they did, they need to put the Wukong treatment to Trunda's A2. So that's all they need to do. I mean, I don't think you can cap damage to a single head because that's unfair on every... Again, that's the thing, Pico, right? If you cap the maximum amount of damage you can do to one head, then you've nerfed every single damage dealer in the game. So instead of just like... They're going to circle the bandwagons to basically come back around to the reality of the only solution is to put a cap on Cadaver's A1. It's not that hard. So... May I please get a copy of the boss dungeon spreadsheet for speed tuning? Okay, to see me. Yeah, if you want to DM me, I'll send it to you after the stream, Mike. I did see someone else asking for it, but I may have forgotten to reply. So yeah, if you want to, just DM me. So... No, I agree. Cool. But I'm not saying any... I don't even think 50%... I think 50% is too high. The simple solution when there is one champion causing the problem is you fix the one champion, right? Rather than, like, fixing everything to fix the one thing, just fix the one thing. Do you think Cadaver team should still be the best option? I think Cadaver, in my opinion, should be deleted from the game. In its current form. It's just bad for the game. Anything that completely ignores the mechanic of the encounter is bad for the game. And that's what the Cadaver team is doing. So just delete the concept. If they haven't got the ability to just put a value cap, delete the champion. That's kind of where my opinion is. Exactly, Jeffrey. But, you know, as I said, it just makes Hydra Clash a complete joke. Because what you're going to do is, now that you put this Primal Quartz in there, my brain starts going, I fundamentally disagree with the Cadaver team, but I want to help my clan get Primal Quartz. Like we were talking about it in clan. We're going to have to start maybe talking about looking at a Hydra participation level now, because there are people in the clan that will want to win this Hydra Clash, and if we have people who are not ready to do Hydra, then, you know, do you end up losing the higher players because they want to go get their Primal Quartz? It's the further they push it towards Hydra Clash, which I'm not against making Hydra Clash worthwhile. It's just you've got to balance the game before you give rewards. It's a fundamental problem with the game right now. You need to balance the champions before you, like, make the game enticing. Because if you haven't got balance right at the first point of call, everything fails after that. Because everything becomes a conversation of, well, I can just do this and I can win. So, is it possible to make a team without no brogging? No, Emmett can't grow it as much. So, well, you say that, cool, but they nerfed Emmek's A1 on test server very hard, to the point where it's irrelevant. So they will do it. The problem is they've got this fundamental thing where they think people will be upset if you nerf the Cadaver. I think the majority of people will be fine with it. As long as they don't nerf Cadaver to oblivion, right? As long as Cadaver is still a relevant champion for clan boss and just can't do like 4 billion damage, I think it's fine. Just cap his A1. It's so easy. It's like, it's literally, I could do it in 5 minutes and it would make everyone's gameplay so much exciting. The amount of people that just don't want to bother with Hydra Clash because they don't want to have to build this one team that's so dominant. Like, I'll show you how Hydra Clash this week. You'll see what I'm talking about. I will show you my clan's Hydra Clash in a minute. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's disgusting. And I'm actually going to go through the list. I'm going to shame every single one of them that's built it. Because I'm fed up with seeing it. Yes, I'm in a ranty mood with that. I don't understand why it's so difficult to fundamentally bug fix a one rare champion. Just cap the rare champion. It's so easy. Like, I'm not asking you to break the game. Put a value cap. Whatever you feel is appropriate to stop it doing 5 billion damage. Simple. Would they have needed to nerf MX A1 if Cadaver didn't do massive damage? Probably not. They may have needed to bring its level down a little bit, but they wouldn't have needed to put a 10k cap on it. So, you know. You're building a Cadaver team. That's the problem, Crouching. Now that they've given Primal Quartz, you may have been on the fence before. Like me, I really, really, really do not want to build Cadaver. I really don't want to do it. But if the Primal Quartz is there, it's like, how would you not? Like, why would Playroom nerf it? If they start seeing that the analytics are pushing people away from the game and they're quitting, then they will. I can tell you right now that participation in Hydra Clash is low. People are not really feeling Hydra now because of this team. You'll have the people that will do it, but a lot of people just don't want to take part because they just feel like it's just exploited. So, you know. Anyway, that rant's over. So, as I said, the reason I said in the video today, if you haven't checked it, by the way, go check out the Vlad Champion Guide. It depends on the drop rates. So I'll make a video going over primal shards when I know what the drop rates are, and then I'll make my judgment call based on it. Even to the extent I'd need to know the accessibility, because the drop rates can be bad, but if we get lots of them, then it makes the drop rate okay. Okay? I mean, it's just like the way it's going to be. So I'm curious, have the Cadaver team been tried with DPS champion? I mean, everyone should be able to survive, so everyone like Jintoro. Well, no, the point is, Kwemi Toto, why would you bother bringing anything other than something to make the Cadaver hit harder? So in that spot, I can just bring an ally attacker instead of a Jintoro, so that he hits hard again, right? That's the point. You just basically index everything into growing the Cadaver shield, and then just make Cadaver one-shot every single head when it comes up. It just ignores the game mechanics. Let's face it, they were quick to basically change the Nogdar bug on Sand Devil, weren't they? When you could one-shot Sand Devil at stage 25. There's no difference. You've got a boss that completely ignores all the mechanics and gives you a free win. It's exactly the same scenario, just inverse. So again, it depends on the rare rate, Turgle, right? It's very difficult. Is Primal Shard just Ancient Shard 2.0? Or is Primal Shard Sacred Shard 2.0? Where do the drop rates sit? It's too early for us to make a judgment call. Should it drop rares? Not ideal. I don't like the fact it drop rares, but if it gives us the better opportunity to even get legendary champions and we're getting the Primal Shards at a rate of an Ancient Shard, then is it good? Yes. It very details. It's very difficult to make a judgment call right now, which is why you haven't seen me do a video specifically on whether I think this is good or bad, because I can't tell you, because I don't know. My gut tells me they'll make it look like Soul Shards, where you basically get nothing. But I could be wrong. But again, if it's like Prism Shard 2.0 for the first event, it's actually quite good. I thought the Prism Shard event, the first event, was quite good, because you got like 4 summons if you won some tournaments, and the rates are pretty good. If they paywall it like the second Prism event, not so good. So what do we got then? We got some different champions here. Looks cool, doesn't he? Sigrund. We are looking right now, how do we actually manage the champion guides for these champions? Because the video today suggested they even change things like their type. Like they go from like HP to support or attack. So we'll have to see how it'll go. Siegfried, I think this guy looks the best, right? I think this guy looks the best by far. I don't like the fact you can never transform unless everyone's died. The chances are you'll spend most of your time with this guy in normal form than you will in alternate form, unless you're going into a team where you know everyone's going to die. It's very strange. Maybe we can come up with some really crazy idea. Because obviously when he transforms, you get this like revive on death and block damage. Which is kind of cool. I mean, maybe you could do something with like Fire Knight Hard, where you go into it, everyone kind of dies, you reset the turn meter, then everyone comes alive, and you've got enough turn meter control with him in his like alternate form, potentially. I don't know. Maybe you could do something like that. It does, like, as long as he doesn't have block passive skills, it's kind of cool, right? So you can't one-shot a team. Because if you try to one-shot him, he's going to basically block the damage, place block damage, then he's going to get an extra turn. You're going to turn him into his big form, then he's going to revive everyone. and then everyone's got block damage, and then everyone can take a turn, right? So it's a pretty dangerous thing to try and one-shot him in arena, but it's like in PvE, this feels like this is never going to happen. I will say, looking at the video, looking at like different content and stuff like that, like, yeah, we'll have to see. Like, looking at the video and stuff like that, it looks really cool. So, but, you know, what have we got here? We got an A1. This A1 is kind of nutty, really. First hit transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target. So he's kind of got Lissandra's A1 with Jingwon's A2. What you'll find, what I personally feel with all these champions, they take OP elements of OP champions and reconfigure them. There's not a lot of originality apart from the Sylvan Watcher. Like, basically, the first hit is Lissandra, the second hit is Jingwon. This bit here, each critical hit fills the champions by 25% and resets abilities. That's a pretty bog standard, like, Fulgur kind of skill. This A3 here, it's basically Baron's A1. Right? And he just gets a fully heal. If this champion's about to get killed, fine. That's kind of like a combination of Fortis and Gothfred's ability, right? You take damage. It's pretty much Gothfred's passive. And then this A1 here, this alternate form is basically Duchess meets Cardiel. You got Cardiel's A1, but it's AoE. You got Cardiel's A2 without Revive on Death. You've got pretty much Duchess's passive. And then you've got like a Revive, which is like Uko's Revive. So you got Uko's Revive, Cardiel's A2 without Revive on Death, and Cardiel's A1, which heals everyone. It's an AoE. So he's going to actually be he's going to be a very strong healer, a very strong carry. I think he's the best of the bunch so far. A1's like Stultus. No, Stultus is passive. So. But yeah, he's just basically a combination, so. AoE Pythian. No, not really, because Pythian isn't based on damage inflicted. Right. He reminds me more of Cardiel meets Duchess. Obviously, the passive is a little bit by Pythian, but I mean, it's really tanky in this form. How do you make him survive in attack form? Well, he can't be killed. Now, if you kill him first and then kill everyone else, you can, but it's unlikely because it's passive. You're going to have to Romanto him or Rotus him. Or you sheep him. Monkey will counter him quite hard, right? So, but he looks cool. Look at him. They look awesome. Then we get Mesomel Lupafang. A1 decreased defense. 100% chance, by the way. Kind of nuts. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Will ignore Stone Skin, Strength, and Ally Protection Shield. But here's the problem with this, right? Here's the problem with this. It doesn't ignore defense. It doesn't ignore increased defense. And it doesn't ignore... What else does it ignore? It's missing something else as well. Strength. It ignores strength. Yes, it doesn't ignore any component of defense. So this is not going to hit hard enough. You want someone to be a damage dealer, they have to ignore some defense. Otherwise, you're just never going to kill anyone. It's cool that he gets all his buffs. It's going to mean that building the champion's quite good. Heals the champion by 20%. It places a Revive of Death. If it kills everyone, fine. Again, that's basically Vlad's passive. This here is Vlad's passive. It's exactly what Vlad does. If he kills someone, he fully heals, and he gets a Revive on Death. So, you know, it's kind of like... It's an alright ability there. We got attack. AoE will not trigger counterattacks. That is Gwyneth's A1. Attacks all enemy places a true fear debuff. The attack will not trigger. Will also ignore unkillable block damage. It's an AoE. It's not going to hit hard enough. And if you are relying on fear, you're going to get sheeped. Not going to hit hard enough. Increases this champion's attack and crit damage while they're in alternate forms. So that's a nice little buff to the damage capability. But that's only 20% of attack and 20% crit damage. It depends if it's additive or multiplicative on the crit damage side. If it multiplies the crit damage, it could be quite good. So I just don't think this champion hits hard enough. Doesn't ignore any defense. It's not good enough. So it's just Fundamentally speaking, if you want a nuker to do damage, they have to ignore defense. If they do not ignore defense, they will not do well. They're just not going to hit hard enough. You know, keep in mind, Jorgid passively ignores 50% defense. Like, if you're trying to compare this to a Jorgid, right? Jorgid is going to basically target an enemy and kill it. When it kills it, he gets an extra turn and he kills everyone again, right? There's no extra turn for killing someone. You may block revive them, but it's a single target nuke, and these AoEs will never hit hard enough. I'm almost certain these AoEs will not hit hard enough because there's no ignore defense capabilities. You know, it'll place an extra hit on people under True Fear, but the chances are you're not going to True Fear an arena. And I'll tell you what, True Fear is awful. The amount of times that Fear doesn't work, to rely on True Fear as a CC is a bad idea. It could be useful in PvE content. I know YST, this is YST's champion. He's quite happy with, like, the fact that he's got a wolf. He's kind of attached to it, but I don't know. I can't see it, me personally. What have we got then? Garble Blood Maul. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random skill on the target by 2 turns. Alright. Annoying, but not a problem. Attacks all enemies, places a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Also places an unkillable buff on this champion for 3 turns. Okay. So we've got an AoE provoker. Removes block buffs from all allies and places ally protection. Also places a shield. When attacked, decrease the duration of all buffs on the attack by 1 turn. Occurs once, but it also heals all allies except this champion. Okay, so the passive is kind of like a combination of Grisor, Vogoth meets Harvest Jack. Do you see what I mean? Like, what they've done is they've just basically looked at all the different champions in the game and just kind of made new combinations of existing champions. Nothing that original about any of these champions. Like, an AoE provoke with an unkillable. Cool. Okay, fine. Increasing the... like, fine. It's okay. What have we got? AoE, 20% chance of repeating the attack. That's kind of cool. But that's basically Fushan's A1, but AoE. Attacks all enemies. Damage of the skill increases by 10% for each buff on this champion. Will ignore 30% of the target's defense. This is what I always like to see for AoE. This, I would be more confident is going to hit harder because it's got this. So now when you go 30%, you can put Savage on it and Cruel for another 30%, so you get 60%. Then you put Helm Smash at 25%. Now you're nearing true damage. It does enough damage, right? Without that 30%, it's not ignoring enough. So... I just got here. You can rewind and watch the VOD back. Would that remove Borgoth's shield? No. It's got to be shield buff, not shield effect. Borgoth's shield is a different thing altogether. Isn't that similar to Taras's A1? Which one here? This. Yeah, probably. Whenever an ally attacks, this champion has 25% chance to team up with them and join. Their attack damage increases as this champion's HP decreases. So basically, this is Leorius' passive with Cardial's passive. You see what I mean? It's just like... The only thing I think they've actually made unique is the Sylvan Watcher. All these other ones are just like, okay, we'll take Fushan's A1 with Leorius' passive, and then we'll take Cardial's passive, and then we'll just give it a good nuke. Or here it's like, we'll just take a Provoker, we'll take a random skill that can reduce a cooldowns. I think, which champion can do that? There's a champion that can do like a random chance to reduce a cooldown. I can't remember what it is. You know? What else we got here? Frolny the Mechanist. This is the one I think can scale hard. We'll ignore 5% of the target's defense for each buff on this champion. So at most, that's going to be, what, 50%? It's pretty good on an A1. If you can sustain 10 buffs, which is going to be pretty hard. Blood Larceny. Attacks one enemy, steals 2 buffs from each target. This effect can't be resisted. This attack is critical. So you can steal 4 buffs, and it might hit quite hard because conditional repeat attacks is actually significant because it will be coded as if you haven't critically hit, so this should hit quite hard. Attacks all enemies. Damage this skill increases by 30% if this champion's max HP is higher than each target's max HP. Okay. This champion's crit damage is increased by 1% for every 1,000 they have. So if it's a HP-based champion, it scales to like 80,000 HP. You get 80% crit damage. Very strong. The other part, however, increases this champion's max HP by 20% and speed by 20. Whenever they kill an enemy, it resets each round. When are you ever going to kill champions? So... didn't you say you were going to make a video about the Hydra 2 streams ago? A video about the Hydra 2, I don't know. I know a new thing popped up, but just wanted to check on that. It would definitely help me. We're going to be doing Hydra in a minute, Preston. We're just going through this quickly. We're talking about the elephant in the room. We will be doing Hydra in a bit after this now. Saf, wouldn't they ignore resistance to make it better so you don't have to build as much accuracy on your champions and can focus on the stats? Yeah, sure. Yeah. So this secondary passive here is never going to work. Because whenever you... When are you ever going to be in a single round where killing an enemy matters? Maybe Iragoth. Dark Fae. Although he doesn't bring any Termite to control. But maybe Dark Fae. Maybe like Agreth. Maybe Sorath. Maybe. It's not going to work on Clan Boss. It's not going to work on Hydra because you never kill any heads. It's not going to work in any dungeon content because all the dungeon bosses apart from Spider are single. And do you really need him in Spider when you can just one-shot it with Gnut? So it's kind of like this secondary component. You can never really realize it because you have to kill an enemy. It might work in Arena, but again, like I just can't see it. Maybe in Arena it's particularly strong. But certainly for PvE content, this doesn't work. This is really strong. I think if he's HP based, you can probably scale this really hard. But if all of this is HP based damage, it's not going to hit that hard because it's HP based damage, right? It doesn't matter how much crit damage you give him, it's still HP based. Unless his multipliers are incredibly hard. What about bomb on his bombs? You never kill a bomb, so it doesn't work. The power says HP instead of max HP. Yeah, so basically, if you have... So what I'm saying is it's an exponential growth. So if you can get 100% more HP, then you can get 100% more of the 100% here. If you do get some kills, this is going to scale incredibly hard. Like, I mean incredibly hard. Because if you get 80,000 HP as a HP you enter the battle, right? He's also got 35% aura. So imagine he's got like a base HP of like 20,000 if he's HP based. That 20,000 is going to give him another 7,000. So let's just say you walk into battle with 87,000 HP. Well, that's already going to give you 87% extra crit damage, but you can get an extra 2 of that. So actually, you could be on 174,000 HP, which means actually this passive could give you 174% more crit damage. So he's one of these champions, I think he's a bit like Harima. Even though he's HP based, if you let him get kills, he is going to really hurt. No, when you kill a head, it doesn't count. Mondays with Saf are awesome. Well, you know, glad to see. I'm glad to be of service. Saf, can Mythical be sheeped? Which form do they return to? They're probably the last form they were in, I would imagine. It feels like once you change form, you're the only one that can change them back, right? They seem to be fixed based on your decision making. But yeah, so if you can scale this, 174% bonus crit damage on 300% crit damage, you can have a HP-based champion at nearly 500% crit damage. That's a lot. That is a lot of crit damage, right? Especially when you're ignoring defense on an A1 and you're repeating attacks which are going to be conditional, so you'd have double the multiplier. This could be a Taras 2.0, but it requires that Harima warm-up. Right, whereas Taras is still going to be better because you just come in and one-shot everything. This one is going to be like this is a flat 30% damage increase. So if you've managed to scale your increase attack up to 100%, you're always going to have more maximum HP. This is a flat 30% increased damage. So he could scale really hard. But as I said, it resets each round. So in a lot of long-form content where you would want to use this, it's hard to make that work. Obviously, with this a whole new major content release, I'm not, you know, again, I can't really talk about, so. Then we also get this alternate form here. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit increases his champion's defense by 5%, up to 100%. I'm going to assume that this guy is a defense-based when he's in this form. Attacks one enemy, heals this champion by 50%. Okay. Balances the HP of all allies. That's really strong. Places an unkillable, an ally protection buff. Also places an unkillable himself. Then places a shield and the shield. So that's basically Valkyrie combined with like Skull. That feels like a Valkyrie Skull Crusher without counterattack. When attacked, this is nasty. This passive was the one that I earmarked when I was looking at all the different content creator videos that I thought was going to be absolutely nasty. When attacked, reflects 80% of the damage you deal, and every time you place a debuff, you lose 10% of your accuracy. That's going to be horrendous to fight, because that's multiplicative. So if you have 500 accuracy, you're going to be left with 250 accuracy. It's going to be awful. The mythical champion is just sheep. Is the same mechanic, switching out one champion to the other. Yeah, what I'm saying is it will probably retain, because the form that you're in carries across waves. When you transform out of sheep, it'll transform you back into the form that you were in before you got sheeped. I don't think it's going to put them back to base form. I think it'll keep them the form that they're in. So, pretty sure I remember seeing in one of Nubkek's videos that they want the transformability when sheep. That they keep... Yes, exactly. I thought they would. It'll keep the last form. This is nasty. This could be really out of hand. I think Frolny is the one that could potentially scale to a position where it's the most, like, frustrating thing to fight in arena. That he can kill you, right? I have no idea how it's coded. We don't know until it's in the game. So, any questions about coding, I have no idea. Preston will see these champions almost immediately if they can buy it. Trust me. The Krakens will go crazy for these champions because the power curve that they'll give them will be huge. Then we got Arbeister Stone. This is the one that I think is the most unique. This Arbeister Stone Thorn is the one that I think is the most unique. Get an AoE block active skills, Polymorph Frenzy, but it's okay. Removes all buffs from all enemies, then increases the duration of all your buffs, and then places Revive on Death on a 3-turn cooldown. That's quite strong. Fills the turn meter of all allies with 30% increased attack and increased accuracy. That's quite strong. Has a 30% chance of placing a Petrification debuff on the attack for 1 turn whenever an ally is attacked while under Revive on Death. It's basically reverse Mithrala passive. Instead of Hex, it's Revive on Death. But it's this alternate form that makes it really strong. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target's turn meter by 30%. So it's an Armiger A1. Then places a continuous heal on this champion. Also places a continuous heal on the ally with the lowest HP. So it's kind of like Armiger meets Elva. Or Armiger meets Riho. Attacks all enemies, places a leech and HP burn. Places 2 continuous heals on all allies. Then places a taunt and stone skin. That's going to be frustrating to fight in arena. You're going to polymorph, but the only thing is she's very Wukong friendly. When attacked, places a decreased speed. She's got Alsgor's passive. Decrease the damage all allies take by 20%. We'll receive that instead. Not very powerful, though. The most unique looking and the most unique ability is because she can obviously petrify and place stone stins. But, I don't know. It's basically Arbiter meets Mithrala, isn't it? Arbiter meets Mithrala with a bit of turn meter control. So, looks cool though. This reminds me of... Has anyone ever seen the film The Last Witch Hunter? Right, this reminds me of The Last Witch Hunter. Can block buff Stone Skin. Probably Stone Skin will cleanse all the debuffs off her when she places it. I'd imagine she'll place it and then it will cleanse all the debuffs off her. So, yeah, she's going to be good. So there you go, guys. That's Mythical Champions. As I said, I'll probably do a more in-depth video of it when I actually have the details. At the moment, we're still waiting on like things like how do I get the books? How do I get primal shards? How many primal shards can I get? What can I achieve? All these different things. Until I get that information, it's all a little bit up in the air, you know? I haven't done a live arena battle in a couple of days. I better do one. BT4E is my clan tag. I don't know what it means. They just told me to put it. Okay, then. I just need to do it so I don't decay. I'm not really interested in doing a lot today. So yeah, let's just do a poll. I'm interested. Are you excited about Mythical Champions? Let's see what people think. Yeah, so tomorrow there's supposedly something coming tomorrow, right? The Twitter had a Twitter post talking about how factions, we're going to learn how factions rose out of the shadows and all this kind of stuff. Don't really know what that means. I'm going to lose this fight already. So we'll have to see what that means. But, yeah, there's supposedly factions rising out of the shadows. It could mean something like hard mode faction wars. It could be the new content piece they're talking about. See, what they really need to do is just turn off the friggin' turn meter control on Warlord. He's winning because of turn meter control, not because of anything else. He's won because of basically Warlord's turn meter control. They just need to turn it off. It's so frustrating. Another champion balance thing they need to fix, in my opinion. How long after Shadow King faction wars open did Silver Watches get released? About 6 months. It could be a new faction, but I think it's more than a new faction. Well, the problem is, if I don't ban Warlord last FFW, then Arbiter gets a turn, then I get Arbiter turn meter boosted into a Kymar sleep, so it's effectively the same issue as Warlord. Then Baron one-shots me, then Rotus one-shots me. So banning Warlord doesn't make any difference there. That's just an issue of I don't have the meta champions in order to compete with that, because I would need my own Warlord or my own Yumiko or my own something else, right, to beat that. There's just no way I can beat it. So... what would you hope for if we were to see a new faction? Well, in the game code, we have the Coven of Magi. I don't know whether that's still going to be the case. Wukong's going to get banned. Yeah, man. If I bought the skin, I've got to flag it out, haven't I? So yeah, Coven of Magi, I'm quite interested. You know, I don't mind if we have like a magician-style thing. I feel pretty content with the Sylvan Watches, you know. You need resistance. Exactly. And I don't have a Kymar. So, don't have a Torment. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a solution for when they pick Arbiter, Kymar, Warlord. I can't solve that problem. I don't have one. So, there's unfortunately nothing I can do. Let's just kill the Stultus, unless he's going to cleanse, which he probably is. Well, I can probably still kill. Close. Take away those. Stultus down. She should A2. Mistake was made. I mean, he still had a revive left. He weren't lost. Like, it wasn't over. Stone Skin Renegade. I don't have Hegemon. So, and then it would be a new place to get. Well, I said they haven't told us about. I'm assuming this new game mode must contain the way that we get prism shards and the way that we get books. Otherwise, how do we get the books, right? They haven't talked anything about that. So it's very much like up in the air, you know? I mean, yeah, it's pay. I don't think they'll release it fully paywalled. The uproar if they released it fully paywalled would be unheard of. It would be tragic. There's no way they release it fully paywalled. There's just no way. Let's just take the Arbiter away. So... yeah, they've said the Primal Quartz is going to be available from Hydra Clash. Not Hydra Chests, Hydra Clash. Very important distinction. Not the chests, the Clash. I just want you out of the way. You should aid to my Vlad. You didn't. You silly... oh, I took away his protection buffs. Huh? Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about faction games yet, have we? I should talk about faction games. We'll talk about it in a minute. Take the buffs. I'm just waiting for the stone skin. He can't really kill me, so I just need the stone skin gone. There we go. He's gonna buff now. Can't really kill me. His half rack. There's no way his half rack does enough damage to beat my neck rat. Wukong can die. I don't really care about Wukong. Now we can play the game. Okay, that was not great. Now we've probably lost. Let's drop some turn meter. We didn't drop the turn meter. Now we've lost. Oh, the ally attack killed my friggin' neck rat. I can't do much more this tonight. Will any of the mythical champions counter Taras? Probably not. Honestly, on first look, I don't think any of those mythical champions make any of the arena meta different. But we'll have to see how the base stats phase out, how accessible they are, and maybe, you know, maybe that dwarf is actually stronger than we think. To see how it works, but we'll have to see, right? To be fair to Playroom, they are pumping out at the moment lots of new content, right? We've had a lot of new content this year. We've had Sand Devil, we've had Shogun, we've had hard mode dungeons, we've had what else we had? We've had probably what this new, it's gonna be monkey on monkey ban you watch. Oh no, okay. So we've had quite a lot this year. So they are pumping out content, so maybe the dwarf is good, but I can't imagine it. Yeah, Hydra Clash has come out. Take out the Ultimate Death Knight. The one that scares me most is this, so of course he's got that. Of course he's got that. It's fine, let's put protection on that. Oh, we took Stone Skin. We didn't take... Oh, the Lightning Cage protected his unkillable buff. It's annoying. He's got Stone Skin, though. Is it possible that, that Raid might be... I don't think it's peeking out. No, I don't think Raid's peeking out. As said, this at the moment, what they have a very bad habit of doing is releasing news about new content without any sort of, like, we don't have enough details. It's gonna hurt. So, like, we actually don't know. He's got a veil, so we could probably do that. Kill two. Oh, there we go. Someone's about to get block revived. Nope. Go to sleep. So good. We just don't know enough details. I don't know the drop rate. I don't know, like, how much we're going to get. I'm so done with that. I can't bother to do anymore. I just didn't want to relegate. Not that we can get much upgrade in here. Oh, we're very close to that, actually. Let's see if we can get some more ignore defense. Well, Primal Quartz is, but they did say that the Primal Shards would be available in other areas, so we don't really know what that is. So I have Whisper and Turvold. Which do you think would do more in normal Hydra? My clan boss took first in Hydra Clash, but I don't get the rewards from it. Whisper. Unless your Turvold's running 10 buffs, Whisper. Nothing like when all the Legos you have worked and paid for are worthless. I don't think they're worthless, honestly. I actually don't think many of these these mythical champions are that game breaking. I can't see any of them supplanting the Tarichka. I can see maybe some of them coming into work in certain teams if you don't have the Tarichka, but I can't see any of them touching Tarichka. Did you guys? Did you like appreciate in the What's Next video that they hinted about what the hell is this team? Let's just get rid of that. Did you like that they hinted about the life token system? You can't unbind the mythical champions. I'm like, oh, you remembered the life token system exists? Well, that's progress. The last time I checked, you haven't changed the life token system for like 18 months. That did make me chuckle a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just do that. This is not a bot. It's going to take a while for me to work through because... Petrified. I got to kill the Pythian first. Which is going to be hard because I have no increased attack. Oh, I can kill him now, actually. Like, what are you going to do? Like, A2 me? Who are you going to A2? I mean, you could A2 my neck right here if you got damage. For me as a mid-game player, how much harder would it be to get one? I don't know. It's the problem, we just don't know. Would a 6-buff Turvold beat Whisper for normal Hydra hard? I don't know. It depends on how well your champs are built. If I'm being honest. Can we end now, please? Just quit. Thank you. That was weird. Oh, we got an epic book. Cool. I just want to get my upgrade, and then I'm done. It should be an indifferent. I mean, as close than I thought it was going to be. I thought more people would be negative. I feel like some people are jumping the gun a little bit, but I can understand why people are negative because recent systems that they've added for, like, summoning have not been very good, have they? Let's face it, Soul summoning rates are pretty poor. Prism summoning rates are not great. So I can understand why people are kind of skeptical that they're expecting it to be worse than it actually is, so... Somewhere in the world, someone's dying. As I said, I'm waiting for the details. Once I know the details, we'll go. Any news on new champion after Remand 2 missions or the extended Remand 2? Well, we'll have to wait. I think tomorrow we'll get some more news about this new featured content. By the way, I'm certainly going to lose this battle. I'm like almost certainly going to lose this battle because again, I don't have a solution because if I ban the Arbiter, I'm just going to get slept. So the only hope I've got is ban the Arbiter, hope they don't ban the Monkey, and hope my Monkey's faster than their Kaimar so that I can sleep the Kaimar, and then hopefully I can kill one of their nukers, tank it out, and then survive it. But it's unlikely that I'm going to be faster than the Kaimar with an Aura. I am. Cool. So now it's basically an RNG. Can I sleep him? Yes. Okay. Now I've got a chance. Because now I can basically stop them jumping ahead of me. Maybe. Because I'll tick here, right? He might kill my Vlad. Don't have a reviver if he does. The stone skin is a problem, but I can get around it. Oh, we survived. I need to get my Necra a turn. I was worried about that. Just killed him. It's alright. He's going to revive. It's fine. Actually, that's pretty good going. It's about as good as I could have hoped for. Now, as long as this guy cannot one-shot my team, I'm okay. He did one-shot my team, which kind of... I don't think I've got enough. I think she just one-shot me. Yeah. I knew I was going to lose that battle before I even went into it. Do you open with Vlad 2? It depends on the situation. There was no point me opening with Vlad A3 because there was too much block debuffs. So I was trying to take turn me to control. The only way I won there was basically if I could kill the Trunder before the enemy got a turn, but the Stone Skin Heffrat kind of ruins that plan. So... it's a Bolster Necra. But his enemy was probably Protection. So... Fateless will be our joyful savior. Can self-defend and Bulwark trigger the Emic passive? Yes, it can. At the moment, they probably still haven't fixed that. You don't make the champions most likely to beat most of the game. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Take out the Road Dust, he's the only problem here. But you can see they're now target banning my Duchess, which means I don't have a backup revive. There's problems with Wukong in the sense that yes, you can go first and yes, you can control it, but because Live Arena requires you to bring 2 DPSs, because if you don't bring a DPS, then you just get... you just basically get locked out, right? So if you don't bring a DPS, it's really difficult. So it forces you into the situation where majority of your champions can't be used. I just don't have the team capacity to be able to support a sub for... That's awkward. I'm going to win, but, you know. This is a scenario when it's really good, right? Because I can lock out their other win condition. I've won this now. Yes, I don't... as long as his Krisk is not a crazy nuker, which it's not. Now it's just a case of working my way through them, right? I can probably steal a bunch of buffs here. Work my way through it, because I've taken their win condition. When there's multiple forms of win conditions, it's a lot harder for me to win. There we go. But I have noticed with the monkey, you sacrifice quite a bit to support the monkey, so... you know, it is what it is, I guess. Right, so let's take a look at... Faceless? You mean Fateless? I can tell you with Fateless, we will be putting players first. The game needs to make money, but it doesn't need to rip you off, right? There's a difference. The game needs to make money, but it doesn't need to take your house with it. And that's kind of like my position with a lot of things. Obviously, there will be a monetization policy in there. We haven't got any details, so... there's nothing I can really share. All I can tell you that we're player focused and we're also ensuring that the game is good. So, you know, that you get rewarded for your spending. I think the biggest problem with Raid at the moment is you can spend a lot of money and get not a lot. So, I did do the Soul Chase today. I recorded the video. It'll be coming out tomorrow. I'm currently in the lead because we got a bit lucky. We got a 6-star Legendary Champion. You should still watch the video because there's loads more souls. We got a 6-star Legendary. It's a very good one, I think. I think it's a good 6-star Legendary to get. I think it's my first 6-star Legendary. It's pretty good, right? I haven't quite decided what to do with it, but it's better than nothing. So, yeah, Soul Stone video is coming out tomorrow. So. Oh, that's rough. I am also doing a little monthly experiment here. Look, I'm doing a little monthly experiment for you. I'm actually determining, that's not the right word. I'm actually calculating my daily soul acquisition, right? I want to know exactly in a month how much soul stones we get. First overall, Tommy. So I've been collecting all the information about all the different essences we get. I don't think I got that one in the end. So I need to zero that. I don't think I went for that one in the end. It was available, but I didn't get it. So, or was it? No, I did get. Did I get that? No, I got that. I didn't get this. I didn't go for the Dungeon Divers. I know I missed one of them. So I've been collecting it all every day, so you can see how much I've got. So you can see so far, I've earned 9,000 Mortal Soul coins in 5 days. It's not bad. So what I'm going to do at the end of the month is I'm going to work out exactly where all my forms and sources of all the different essences and stones and everything there is involved with the soul system, so that we actually have a very good picture of what is the average monthly gain from this soul system. How many soul stones are you going to get per month on average from the systems, right? So I'm doing basically 6 keys on Iron Twins every single day, except for Sundays where I did double, because the void rates are very good. So I bought the gems for the double, otherwise I'm doing 6 keys. So we'll have to see. I'm going to see what I get, basically. I'll let you know. So, Hydra. Let's build a Hydra team. We need to do all of them. The first team that we're talking about building is... Yes, go away. Oh, before we do that, what am I talking about before we do that? Oh, I missed something. So, I'm doing a bit of a hard mode game mode here. What are we doing here? Tomorrow, I will be on Deadwood Jedi stream for the Faction Games 2023, which is going to have 9 competitors. Hellhades is too busy at the moment. So it's a bunch of other creators, to be fair. So we got Victor Tess in it this time, Sender, who's a Spanish creator. So YST is currently learning Spanish very quickly, as he's part of Team 1. Scratch, Nub, and me are part of Team 2, and Colbrew, MTT Jedi, and Oddwin are part of Team 3. So we're going to be adding an update in this as we go. The draft is happening tomorrow at 6 p.m. There he is. YST is getting like a crash course in Spanish right now. So Deadwood needed a 9th person. Now, I'm doing this hard mode because all these other guys have got test server access. I don't. So somehow I've got to figure out how to do this without a test server. The only thing I can't do is the arena competition, but I only have to do 2 events, so this should be very interesting. The rules are... There's 3 teams of 3 creators. Each creator in a team has to do 2 of these events, right? There's Dragon, Ice Golem, Finite Spider, Arena. I think the last one is going to be Hydra. We've been a bit undecided at the moment. Each creator has to pick a team from 1 faction. And we cannot pick legendary champions this time around. We can't exceed 300k player power, and we're not allowed any duplicate champions. Dungeon teams will be ranked by time on stage 25 normal. Each dungeon run gets 5 attempts. It's a best of 3. Whichever one is the best wins. Arena, basically every single creator who's taken part in Arena has to fight the other Arena defense. And scored based on that. Whoever wins each competition gets 5 points, comes second, silver, and bronze 1. The team with the most amount of medals wins. So we'll have to see how it goes. The draft is tomorrow. I believe it's a snake draft, right? So team 1 gets a pick, team 2 gets a pick, then team 3, then it's team 3, team 2, team 1, team 1, team 2, team 3. Each team is going to pick a faction, and then one of us within that will pick the faction we want, and then we'll figure out which events we want to do based on the factions we pick. Yes, we'll find out what happens. What would be the hardest faction? I actually think Orcs would be the hardest faction, which would be shocking to many people, because many people would be like, oh, you got Seer. Seer without reset is not so great, and the epics in Orcs are quite weak. So the way that Arena is going to work is Deadwood Jedi is going to... I'm going to work with Deadwood Jedi, and he's going to put his Arena defense on his test server as if something that I would put. And then someone else in the team is going to do Arena. That's the way it's going to work. So obviously I won't fight the other people, but I'll put up what I would put as my defense. That's kind of like the way we're going to work it. But other than that, I can pretty much do everything. So yeah, so I'll be taking part. It's going to be fun. I've got to use my own resources. I don't have access to the test server, so I can't go crazy and min-max the builds to the nth degree, but I'm pretty sure I can be competitive still. I'm pretty confident. I think people are going to be surprised by how many epic souls that I actually have on my account because I'm a bit of a hoarder. So in this situation, I've got a lot of 4 to 5 star epic souls, which is going to be a big deal, I think, because I think the souls are going to make the difference in this competition. So let's see what it's going to be. So yeah, right now it starts tomorrow. There is a schedule predefined here, what's going to happen. So we'll see based on what faction I get. I'll figure out which dungeons I'm going to do. And maybe I do Hydra, we'll see. Yeah. But that's the rules. No legendaries, epic only, epic and below, I should say, so you can use rare champions. And yeah, that starts tomorrow. It will be streamed on Dead with Jedi's channel, so I'll put an announcement in Discord when it's going to go live. And I am facing off against YST. So it's a bit of a civil war within HH Gaming. YST's like, I really want to win now that Hellhades isn't here and I've now stepped into the breach. And he's like, oh, good damn it. Yeah, it could trounce me, you never know. So I do feel like me, Scratch, and Nub is a bit of a super team. I've got like the King of Hydra with probably the second biggest Kraken of all of us here. I'm pretty sure Victor Tess is the biggest Kraken out of us all. Some of his legendary champions and +4 Brognies and stuff is disgusting. I don't even know how he does it. I think Deadwood's just organising this one. I don't think he's taking part this time. So, but it's good to see that we've got some new creators in here. Sender, pretty big Spanish creator. So it's good to see that we're getting some new people in here. Good to see Odd One still in here. MTT Jedi. Good old Cold Brew as well. Cold Brew, always one of the OGs of these competitions, I feel like. He's been around for a while now. So, it's cool to, like, take part in it. Even though I can't really take part in the best because I don't have test server access, it's still pretty cool to take part in, so I'm quite happy to be taking part. So that is tomorrow. I will be on Deadwood stream around about 5 p.m. UTC, so whatever that is. So yeah. Saf, what is the best common champion for Hydra? No common champion. You shouldn't use common champions in Hydra City. Pulled a Shu Zhen this weekend and Harima last weekend. Good lord, Adam. Your account's nuts. Mental. Yeah, I'm afraid of YST. He's got big brain strategies. And he's with Spanish people. So, you know, the Spaniards are out to get us. We're pretty certain that we're going to call our team 2 Celts, 1 Roman. Because you got an Irishman, a Welshman, and a Romanian. It'll be quite funny. Am I pulling for 2 for 1? Probably not, because I'm going for the fusion, right? I'm at... how many fragments am I at now with this dude? I'm at 50 fragments. I haven't done the artifact enhancement yet. That's another, what, 5? I've done everything else. It's been a nice chill day today. I haven't had to do too much, so... I'm probably not going for 2 for 1, no. Who's the best healer for Hydra? Godseeker or Rector Wrath? Well, Godseeker doesn't really heal that much, but Godseeker's passive heals a lot. So if you put another healer with Godseeker. If it's just Rector Wrath, then it's only the A2. I would probably lean towards Godseeker. I've literally just got Sigmund from an Ancient Shard, so I know I'm nowhere near Mercy. So that's why I'm not going for it. But, like, this is the thing, right? A lot of people would go, oh, Orcs are really good. But actually, when you look at the Orc Epic pool, like, it's pretty weak, right? Maybe Leburger, Seer, Trumbull's not bad, Zargala's okay. But, like, you know, Bonekeeper's not bad. Ultimate Garlic is okay. Duke is okay. But then you've got, like, really naff options, like, you know, Maruka the Varuka, like, you know, it's just not, they're not great. So it's going to be awkward. Like, obviously you got some good healers. It's okay, but, like, yes, Seer is really strong, but the rest of the epics are not. And you don't really have any good rares either. You don't have any reset champions. Dark Elves would be the one I would be looking for. The epic options in Dark Elves is phenomenal. Sylvan Watchers as well. Mr. Rider Dythe and Kellen can carry any team. Great options. Shadowkin, also very good. I think any of the newer factions, there's a good amount of options. Some of the older ones are not so great. Skinwalkers, Akimtum's a really strong carry, so that would be strong enough. Lizardman would be rough. Ogrins, actually fine because it's Skrunk. Skrunk's a hard carry. Barbs. Hosquill's not a bad carry. Sacred Order. Look how many epics are on Sacred Order. I mean, it's quantity more than anything else, right? I hope I don't get high elves because I might be forced into using the goddamn Ethelend, the pointless. Banner Lords would be very strong as well. I don't have calling somehow. It's actually funny when I've been pulling souls, I've basically discovered I actually lack quite a lot of epic champions. The cat's being cute. Silly man. What's the best damage dealer in the new faction? In Sylvan Watchers, I would say Dithey. I'd say Dithey. Aileel's terrible. I would say Dithey or Kellen are the best ones. Why is there still no cat cam? Because she sleeps everywhere. It would be impossible to have one cat cam. Yeah, we'll just have to see what we get. We haven't really conferred with I haven't conferred with my fellow compatriots to figure out what we're going to do yet. So, yeah. Now, what I want to say, look at this, right? We've done 46 keys. They've done 35. Look at the points difference. Why? One person. 8.5 billion. Shame on Solar Freak. If you're in chat, shame. Shame. You've done it twice. Shame. Snaga Bengen. Actually, this is what's really sad about it. Look how much work Snaga Bengan has actually done. He's built 3 competent teams, like a 250 million key in Nightmare, a 74 million key in Brutal, and a 98 million in Hard. That's a competent team. Do you know what? Not even half of one key. Not even a half of one key. This is what is killing Hydra Clash. People are like, I've just built like 3 really good teams, and someone's like, oh yeah, I just knocked out 3.5 billion. Embarrassing. Shame. 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 Well, it's actually kind of bad because he didn't even get that much damage. Like, all of these teams that you build in, these Corpulent Cadavers, just shame. It may sound harsh, and people might unsubscribe because of my opinion, but it's just shameful. The way I look at these is like, you can't build a proper team, so you have to revert to, like, an exploit. I'd rather lose than build this team. That's how much I dislike this team. I'd rather not build it and lose than build it. The only problem is, that's a personal opinion that I have biased, and I don't want to some extent, I don't want my clan to lose because I have a personal issue with it. Not really Unkillable, because Unkillable requires finesse. Unkillable requires min-maxing. Unkillable requires you to actually have the champions in different ways, and also Unkillable can be matched by non-Unkillable and other Unkillable. Sorry, Solar Freak, you just shouldn't do it. I'm sorry. I don't like the Infinity comp either, Neo. Like, Neo, I do not like the Infinity comp. I think it's incredibly achievable. I think it's an incredible achievement that they've managed to min-max to the nth degree. I just don't like the fact that a champion that is rare can basically break the game. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry about it, Solar Freak, because you're probably going to win, right? You're probably going to win this. Because our clan just doesn't want to build it. Like, some people have built it. I just refuse to build it. I'm not going to build it. And you can see our clan are not exactly motivated to build it either. So. I can't, yeah, it's difficult. Look, I don't want to be that kind of guy that sits here and kind of like picks on people. But I just look at it and I'm like, I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that one key basically defeats all of the effort in building competent teams like this. It's a really great key. This is a really good key. Yes, he's using OP champions, but it's a really good key. And this one Nightmare key is basically like, no worries, I'll just do it on 8.4 million. It's just so bad. Oh, of course, Solar. Like, I've seen Victor Tess's, like, 20 billion numbers, you know? They're crazy. And Neo, it's not to say that you can't min-max it. What I'm saying is you can do these numbers without min-maxing it. Right? People can run unkillable teams, but they don't necessarily one key unless they figure out a way to make it min-maxable. What I'm saying is any old-fashioned team with this is one key. And right, look. Solar Freak second team here. I bet if you ask Solar Freak how much effort he put into min-maxing this, he'd probably say not an awful lot. He chucked a curse set on this, got it rolling, and let Lanicus do its job with Reflex. Right? All you do is you build 2 champions of Reflex with Lanicus specifically so you can get extra ally attacks, scale it up, build a little bit of a buffer so if RNG doesn't go in your favor, and that's, I bet, all he did. I can't imagine Solar Freak spent hours upon hours min-maxing finding the nth degree here. Any average Corpulent Cadaver build is super easy to do this in. Super easy. So, but anyway. Yeah, so you put Mischief in, but you know what I mean? Like, apart from that, I'm guessing, if I'm correct, you ignored all the mechanics of Hydra. Just RNG'd the start, so you built enough buffer with the Reflex on Lanicus, so you built enough buff count for an extension, and then you basically just, like, beat it, right? Easy. I mean, I nearly have a +4 Brogni, so I know I could build a very powerful team if I wanted to. I just don't want to. It's Hex. The Hex component of the Corpulent Cadaver is being applied to Krisk, so it's this cursed set here. Hex is like HP burn. If whoever activates the burn, it's the person who placed the burn, not the activator. Same thing with Hex. Whoever placed the Hex is the one that gets the damage contribution, not the champion that activated the Hex. It's just the way that it's very difficult to actually figure out who's doing damage. But essentially, basically, probably like 1.4 billion, if not more of that, is all from the cadavers. So, you know. But there you go. I'm probably a bit harsh with it, Solar. I don't mean to be offensive. If you've taken it offensively, I apologize. I just get really passionate about it because I feel like it's not that you don't know. You probably know how to build proper Hydra teams, right? You've invested in this because it's easy for you to do. What I'm saying is, it makes this person here, if this was a normal person, feel like, what's the point of me building all these champions out on all this team when someone can just pop up with a cadaver team and just one-shot it, right? That's the problem. It basically invalidates everyone else's effort because everyone else feels like, what was the point of me trying hard when someone just waltzes up with a cadaver team and just one-shots it. So, I don't hate Solar. I hate the team that he's built. I hate the fact that he built the team, but I don't hate the person. Hate's a strong word. So, is Skartos any good for Hydra? I mean, he's a pretty good booster, and he's got a pretty good heal, right? If you need the cleanse. He's actually better than probably what most people would give him credit for. Skartorsis. He is one of the few that does increase crit rate, increase attack, and a full cleanse, right? He does do, like, a bit of uniqueness. So, oh yeah, the real enemy's Plarium, absolutely. It's Plarium's ignorance that this wasn't going to be an issue. No, Opio, no, Opio. We're going to build Hydra teams down. So, we're building a Hydra team. Yeah, we're moving on, Opio. Don't worry. We're moving on. It's because I mentioned it earlier that I would show you what our Hydra clash is right now, and it's very, very dominated by Cadaver. So, what we're going to do today is, I think we want to build this team out here, which is Gnut, Michinaki, Wuji, Totora, Nekmo, Morley, right? So, in Hydra here, let me just build out a composition for Nightmare. Let me just build out a new one here. So we're going to build probably, who's the best leader here? Not Gnut. Who's the best leader out of this here? No, you're not late, Templar. We're about to start Hydra talking. So... just missed me complaining about everything in life today. What does Michinaki give us as an aura? Does he give us an aura? We get a 30% defense. Okay. Wuji. What do we get for Wuji? Attack. Don't really want that. Tora. That's Doom Tower. Oh, it's Necmo. What am I talking about? It's Necmo Thark, obviously. Good lord. Good lord above. Talking silliness. Silliness. GNU is only dungeon, so it wouldn't work. So let's just build some new teams out here. So we're going to go Necmo Thar. It's the first champion. We're going to go then... who else we got? Morley. It's great that there's no filters here, right? So we're going to have to just guess where they are. Anyone seen a Morley in here? Morley Tankard. And then we got Tora. Anyone seen a Tora? Tora Rhyme Tora. Where is the lion? There. Then we've got Knut, the Hoot. Then we want Wuji and Michinaki. Michi, and Wuji. Wuji. Oh, Lord above. I think it's High Awakened, right? There. Okay. So this will be Nightmare 2.0. So what do we get here? Why have we built this team? Danderbeer. It's like when you put up when they put up like 2-turn Stone Skin Duchess and 2-turn Stone Skin Mortu Macabres. It's like it's great they put one-man defenses up, but could they've put not the tanky ones? I do have a Boro. Yeah, I do have a Boro. What do you think about Thea for damage hard? The problem is AoE damage is not great. You want single target damage dealers for Hydra because the passive of the bosses reduces AoE damage. So you really do not want AoE damage if you can help it. Right, so we've got Necmo Thar for boosting, turn meter control. We're going to have Morley for this provoke and also the passive. It's going to give us more turn meter boost. Tatora is basically our Veil option, but also increased defense and some sort of decreased accuracy. GNU is damage 1. We will not use Fury of the King. We'll only use Blessed Bash. And Michinaki we need to rebuild into a better build. And Michinaki is our Hex champion. Decreased defense, decreased attack. We've also got Necmo Thar's decreased attack. We don't really have Weaken in this team because we're not using this A2. I don't want to use it. So we might have to think about a solution for that. We got Wuji. Oh yeah, Wuji as well. Sorry, Wuji is the Weaken. So Wuji is our block buffs option. We're going to have counterattack. So Wuji is going to be built with high resistance as our Mischief tank because we're going to get Veil counterattack. And then we are counterattacking with Weaken. So that's the team. So. Let's build it out. Would you take out the accuracy for GNU or would you use him elsewhere? I use him elsewhere, so I just kind of keep it where it is. I think it's purely because he's got a really good banner that happens to be accuracy, and because this isn't really based off defense that much, he doesn't really value of a defense, so you might as well take the accuracy. So in terms of people who need to be rebuilt, Necmo is pretty fast, doesn't really need to be rebuilt. Morley will need to be rebuilt. Tatora is built for my Iron Twins, very strong. The only thing I don't know about Tatora is, well, I need to work on his resistance. Maybe we'll see what happens because the Veil buff, I'm pretty sure Mischief Head ignores Veil, right? I'm fairly certain that the Mischief Head ignores Veil, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. GNU is already built at 266, so he's fine. Enough crit damage here. Michinaki needs a rebuild, so Morley, Michinaki, and Wuji needs rebuilding. So, save. So that's... What do you mean? I saved it before. Okay. Go. Happy. So, the first one we're going to build is probably... We're probably going to build Michinaki first. Michinaki, I think we want to have... I kind of built my Michinaki wrong, if I'm being honest. I'd built my Michinaki as a full damage deal nuke champion, right? I built him in lethal kill stroke, which is, in hindsight, probably a mistake, because actually we need more rotational abilities for these two abilities here. So I think we're going to switch him up into a relentless build. That's what we're going to do today. I didn't build the Painkeeper team, no. Yeah, exactly. The biggest problem with Michinaki is right now he's too slow and he doesn't have relentless. So we're going to build him for damage. Let's reset this so we get the right damage. Probably on his A1, if I'm being honest. Configure, we can do that. That's tough skins, cool. Battle, we're fighting Hydra rotation. It doesn't really matter. We'll just pick any old one. Rotation 1 there, Nightmare. We're going to have like Gnoot's Destruction, so we'll do that. That doesn't really matter. We'll have decreased defense and weaken out all the time. He'll have buffs. Doesn't really matter about those. So I really would like 250 speed. He needs accuracy, which I think is... I always forget the accuracy requirement. I can just look here. Like 405. So we need like 400 accuracy sets. So first things first, we want to look here. We want to organize by speed. So we can take Ninja. That's kind of a bit of a problem. This one seems good. That's an attack banner, though. Don't really want to attack. Riho needs the speed. Resistance I don't want. So he might be in the best one. He's probably in the best speed banner apart from this one here. But I do not want to take that away from Riho, because Riho is built for other places. So we're probably going to keep with the banner we've got. I don't think there's any new banners down here, is there, that are unrolled? Not really. So we're going to go with that one there. That's good. Crit damage, he's in a pretty good one here. The only thing that would make that better is if we had one with more accuracy. So we could take this one here. We'd lose a little bit of defense. We'd basically lose... Let's have a look. Take that all away a second. This one would be better. Gives us a bit more accuracy. And then I think this is based on defense percentage. Primary stat defense. I'm not even on the screen. Sorry, guys. My bad. It's been a day. Primary stat defense. Oh, we do have a 26% one, so we can upgrade him here. Actually, we can upgrade him. There we go. My bad. So we don't need these, and these. We don't need. We keep that. Don't need that. That. We'll leave that as there. But we do require relentless. Ideally. Glyphs will put us like +4, defense percentage +5, accuracy +7. Okay. See what we get. So obviously we're going to lose damage. Yeah, we're going to lose damage because we're requiring index and speed. That's fine as long as we get, like, relentless. That looks pretty good to me. That looks pretty good to me. Any concerns? 405 accuracy, 257 speed, 236% crit damage, 4.4k defense. Seems pretty good. I think that's good. So we'll go with that one. Fitting room. I mean, we do have this, but that's not good. Crit damage. Accuracy. We do have that, mind. That's big. We want this one, though. No, this one. And then we want defense. Percentage, which is that one. Nice. So we'll do that. And then we want to swap this out. So, fitting room. Yeah, I think she will be able to when you consider that you're going to get her passive turn meter boosting and neck mode passive turn meter boosting. It's a hell of a lot of... it's a hell of a lot, isn't it? It's a hell of a lot of turn meter there. Right, so we need speed boots with crit rate. She's like hogging those. So we're going with an accuracy chest. Speed on the relentless. Yeah, it's actually quite a lot. Hey, Bronco. Speed, crit rate. So we want 24%. Try on. Bellinor, I'm sorry you're losing your gear. And then Scranky Boy is also losing his gloves. Okay. 244 speed. Obviously, we're going to glyph a bit, so let's equip that and waste 1,000,000 silver. Right before faction games. It's exactly what we want to do. Put a bit of boost there. Bit of HP, keep him alive. That's fine. Bit of a boost there. Ideally, want to get him above 250. It's nice. Give him a good, nice 5% boost there. Give that a good resistance boost. Oh, we're high rolling glyphs today, aren't we? That's good enough. It's good enough. We could just give it a nice resistance glyph. What else we got going on here? Crit rate, give it another resistance buff. We don't mind that. Okay, that gets us to... What have we got here? Anything speedy-wise here? 252 in Hydra, 254, 2%, 236. I think that's pretty good, right? Obviously, there's growth for the max artifact here. We can get defense, defense, defense. Right, I could basically, you know, just see if this gets speed. Maybe it does. Gets defense. So we're scaling the defense up. You know, we can send this as well. What does this get? Attack. Not so great, that one. But the rest are pretty good. This is defense. So, you know, when it maxes out, it'll be pretty good. We're building for Nightmare. So this is Nightmare. It's probably a little bit low on the accuracy, like 405. If the Suffering Head comes up, is it a bit low? Like this could probably do with like a Brucey bonus here, right? Get that up to a +9. That's better. Throw in a resistance buff here. I do have a lot, yeah. I feel like I use them regularly, though. You know? I feel like I use a lot of them all the time. Might as well use HP there. Well, that kind of low rolled. Wow, come on. There you go. Just to give him a bit of defensiveness. So now we're at, let's see, 43k HP, 4k defense, 254 speed. I think that's good. Masteries, I think, are fine. I think masteries are fine. I don't think we need mastery changes. Gives us a bit of defensiveness. You know, ideally we get retribution eventually, but I think it's fine. Can we sell forge charms like we can sell glyphs? No, you can't. Master Hex and Sniper on him, pretty good. I feel like this passive activates enough that you get the burn off. I don't really think it'll be needed. The only thing I might change is like this hero soul. But we'll have a look at souls at the end, right? So that's more. That's him done. Now let's get Morley done. Morley, I think we will go for... I think we'll go EHP mode for Morley. Now, we obviously want accuracy. Organized by speed again. Like, all we want Morley to do is go fast. Right? We want Morley to go fast. We don't really have the best banners in the world. So we're gonna have to go with what we got, which I think is this one. This one we need accuracy as a primary substat. Again, we don't really want any damage on Morley because she doesn't really hit hard. And that's not bad, but I think there are better options. Like, I'd like tankiness on her. But I would imagine Morley, we've got a lot of like reflex on Morley, super strong. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because she's only got 2 abilities, right? Let's get her out of the vault. Yeah, we could do a reflex on Morley. My reflex gear is getting a bit stretched, though. Do we have any accuracy here? HP, defense. No, so we kind of need to go like... we need to go... I know you can't see what I'm doing right now. I'm just having a look to see what we got going on. I think that's going to be the best one. It's not the best, but it's the best banner I've got. Accuracy. I mean, I have so many, like, amulets that I haven't rolled on dwarves. So we're just going to roll a few now, see if any of them roll good. I'm guessing I want some, like, HP. I feel like reflex is probably the way to go, I guess. The amount of 2-meter reflex is not so useful. Try refresh accessories and guardian. I could do, yeah. I could do. I mean, I don't really have any good reflex. Like, the amulet has to have accuracy because the accuracy requirements are just so high. So I'm just looking to see if any of the amulets that I've got right now are going to double roll on accuracy. So far, they're all single rolling, which is not ideal. I don't really want my Wuji taking damage, though, right? Wuji is very squishy. If we put Guardian on Wuji, is she just going to die? Right? Because she's very squishy. Okay. Well, those did not roll very well. So I kind of want, like, I don't want damage, really. I want, like, defense or health, if I'm being honest. So I think we'll go with that one. And then probably HP percentage, I guess. Leave the ring as it is. So balance mode, set slots, amulet banner off. We're going to basically keep these in. Like that. Stats 250 minimum. Accuracy 450 minimum. Resistance. I don't think she's going to get targeted when there is, like, Wuji and that in the team. I know she does reflect buff. I mean, let's just think, right? Let's have a look. Who's going to get buffs? So Wuji's going to give herself counterattack. So Wuji will have counter plus... I'm trying to think who's going to have the most buffs. Like if I put Blood Shield on Wuji, Wuji should have the most buffs because she's going to have counterattack, perfect veil all the time, and we'll have the shields. It's 450 because if suffering comes up, it's an extra 50. So when suffering's up, you need 450. And unless... What's the accuracy on... let's have a look. Head of mischief. Yeah, 455, see? Oh, wait, decay, what am I talking about? 4 or 5, yeah. So I need 455 because if the suffering head pops up, it's an extra 50. So 455 is minimum, really. I mean, it's going to be 455. What strong debuff in faction was 21 for decreased defense, probably. Why would I need 340? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong stat. Ah, you're right, sorry. 340 plus 50, so 390? I was looking at the wrong stat, yeah. What language do you use to code the website? Everything, like the main website's PHP with JavaScript. This one is AngularJS and a couple of other, C# and various different languages. So it's a bit more mix. So yeah, 390, because if the suffering head pops up, I need an extra 50, right? So because it's 390, I could build 4 or 5, right? Because she doesn't need any more stats. We'll just build 4 or 5 into it. Maybe then, what if we look at a resist banner? We have no resistance banners. So that's about right. We could, though. There is a... It's attack, though. It's not great. We'll leave it as is. Stats, slots. So, I don't know whether to go reflex. I think reflex is a bit pushing it. I don't know if I've got the reflex gear. I do think Guardian. Yeah, JavaScript is used a lot these days, Zolf. JavaScript is used quite a lot. I do think Guardian. I think Guardian is a good way to go. We'll see what Reflex gives us first. Let's have a look at what Reflex gives us. Maybe we get lucky. Battle. We are fighting Hydra head. Doesn't really matter which one we pick. I'll just pick a random one of those. Like Gnut. Configure those. What masteries have we got on here right now? We kind of got Eagle Eye. War Master? We should probably get War Master, shouldn't we? I feel like we should get War Master for her, even though she doesn't do that much damage. War Master's better than no Master at all. What are we thinking? You think Bulwark? Nah. If I was to pick anything other than War Master, it'd be accuracy or resistance. I feel like War Master. I feel like just War Master gives you damage, and damage is more important than anything else. I know she doesn't hit an awful lot, but she will hit, like, once every 3 turns. Let's see accuracy. Okay, well, we'll leave her where she's at then. See what we get here. We can do it. Take Morag's build, but that's fine. Let's put her away. A second. Yeah, it does. You're right. So 250, 3.9k defense, 55k HP. That would be in reflex. Or we could go Guardian. Which would be 4, like a bit more defense. That would be in Guardian. I don't know. I feel like Reflex is a good way to go, right? Just so we've always got it available. I feel like just Reflex, having it available all the times is probably a good idea. You can't steal Veil buff generally. Veil buff is unstealable. Yeah, this is good. We'll go with this one. We also have a high level blessing on this champion. I haven't really looked about what we're going to get yet, but well, mind you, we do have that. It's not much difference, to be honest. Should be fine. So we're going to have defense with... What's this one here? Well, that one's quite good. I don't really want the counterattack. It's going to slow it down. What are we going to take this one? Are we? That one. Nice. Boost it up. We've got to do artifact enhancement anyway, so we might as well boost some stuff. Just going to keep the one she's got on here. That was expensive. Bit more resistance we just got there. So, fitting room, filter, fitting room. Primary stats. So, we need equipped. Let's find the reflex. Reflex. Here. So, we're gonna take Gory's weapon. We're gonna take Gory's helm. Someday we're going to go to Fire Knight hard. Someday. Why can't I see Gory's helm? It's there. Someday, very blue moon away, we'll go there. But not right now. Resistance chest, which is going to be... No. That one? Yep. And then we're going to take this. Good old-fashioned that. Then we need to go down to Stone Skin. And we don't need to be equipped anymore. We can take... What one is it? That one. Oh, I didn't actually apply any glyphs to this. It's not really a problem. That one? Yes. I don't know why we've got more speed than it says. Oh, probably because of area bonuses. I guess. Have I got the right one on here? Let me just check I've got the right banner on here. Yeah. Let's upgrade this. Nice. Okay, so we might as well just throw a little cheeky glyph on here. That's a great idea, actually, yeah. Put a lightning cage on it. That's a brilliant idea, thank you. It's a brilliant idea. 100% agree. We get, like, pointless attack, but it's absolutely fine. I mean, she's a defense base, but we don't really care, right? That's a great idea if she's a mischief tank. Where are we at? Hydra. 246. I don't know why we were lower on speed there. We did pick all the right pieces, right? That. Oh, we picked a different... We picked a different chest, but it actually doesn't matter because we'll be able to glyph it up, so... I was like, why are we lower? Oh, that's really terrible. I picked the wrong chest on it, but it's absolutely fine, I think. Because we've got, like, capacity to glyph, so... Really? Can you stop giving me +1s? That's better. The resistance. Where are we at now? 253, 435, 416 resistance. Good. 3.8k defense. 59k HP. The masteries that we've got set here, you could go blast proof, but I think it's probably fine. We've got Lore Steel here. We could take out Evil Eye and go for, like, Cycle of Magic, but they're very minor changes. They're not worth a refill. Right, so the last one we need to build is Wuji. Leave her A3. I'll manual anyway, so don't worry. I'll be manualing, so... and then Wuji is the last one here. Hey, cool breeze. Right, so reset. So Wuji, we do want damage. A1, AoE. Configure. There. I think Wuji's got masteries. I want to say she's got masteries. Yeah, she's got War Master. So pretty good. We got a survival instinct on Wuji, so she gets turn meter. Don't know whether that's the right thing, but I mean, cruelty is probably a good idea. But Gnut's on the team, so cruelty with Gnut's never a good idea. And it's not like Heaven Cast is going to do any good for us. Phantom Touch maybe, but it's pretty poor. So I would imagine I went Survival Instinct for the sake of turn meter control. So Wuji, what do we want to build here? We want her to be in... Am I speed tuning? I'm just building them all for 250 speed, if I'm being honest. 250 speed is my breakpoint. Wuji needs accuracy of 340. Probably need Wuji with resistance. I don't think she'll be the Mischief Tank now that I've got Lightning Cage. Theoretically. Mind you, Lightning Cage is only going to happen if the boss places a buff, which they will do on Revive. If I build Wuji for damage, I don't think I can build her with resistance. I should, though. She should. I've gone defense tree, but her block buffs is not exactly great without sniper. It should be fine, though. It should be fine. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think if I can afford to build over damage, you know? Which... Why to build her at all? Because she's got an A1 weaken, which is an AoE. She puts counterattack on herself, and she's also got block buff. So she provides the block buff, she provides the weaken, and she provides damage as like a tertiary source of damage. Not the best damage dealer in the world, but she can pump out some decent damage. I don't know. Morley's the only reviver. I don't really depend on reviving. I'm just trying to decide whether I want, like... I mean, Cursed would be great. I just don't have enough Cursed. I could put her in Guardian to help her stay alive, but I don't really want to take in damage from other people. I don't really see Reflex as value. I could put her in Relentless, but I don't really see that as value. I could put her in just Savage Cruel. The problem is she's squishy, right? Because she's only got base HP of 10,000, so it's very hard to keep her alive. Whisper's in another team. She's not here for... Wuji is not here for provoking. Wuji is here for block buffs. That's what Wuji's job is. She's here for block buffs. But she's also pretty good for... various other problems. Frost set. It's not gonna work, is it? I'm just trying to decide whether I put her in a set or not, if I'm being honest. She might not need to go in a set. I don't have any provoke gear. And I don't need it, I've got Morley. I might just see what kind of damage I can get out of her. That looks good. If I can find the accuracy elsewhere, so if I pick that, and then I try and find this with accuracy, which is probably going to be... that. No, that's defense. It's probably going to have to be that one. Not the best, but that'll be fine. And then we do have a blood shield on her, but I probably want to take the blood shield off because I probably want Morley to be the tank, if I'm being honest. So in actuality, I probably want to bring this. It's a good compromise. Okay, let's just see what happens if I do that. See what we can find. Let's see what we can find. Oh, sorry. I didn't change screen. My bad. It's been one of those days today. My head's a little bit fried. It's finding builds. But you can see the problem. She will be very squishy. She will be squishy in this build. She'll do damage, but she'll be squishy. Which I don't know if I really want to be that squishy. It's a big ask. Why aren't you number one? Gong. Yeah, I think I need to go. I think I just need to go a bit tankier. Because we don't really have like strengthen or increase like massive shielding. So she's going to be taking fairly raw damage. Wuji's job is a third form of damage plus block buffs. I mean, it's just too much damage, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to have to go a little bit more survivor. Okay, so I think if we set minimum defense of like 3.2 and like maybe 35,000. This is not how you should do it, but we'll see what happens now. We could put her in Defiant, that would help. Yeah, maybe that's actually the way to do it. Basically force damage, but put Stalwart. It could be an interesting way of doing it. That would be an interesting way to build it. Why is Riho? Why are all my champions not locked? It's really annoying. I mean, if I just do this and I go, out of curiosity, if I go Stalwart as well. As I thought, that's fine. If I take out that and I take out that. Still very squishy. If I can get 30,000... 3,200. Basically break even on damage, but it would give us squish. It would give us some EHP a little bit. Give us a little bit of tertiary damage source. Stalwart will basically take Stalwart will take a lot of the incoming damage out, so should be fine. Let's try it. We can always adapt her. We can always adapt her, can't we? Let's try this build. It could be terrible, it could be good. We'll find out today. In today's episode of Am I Doing Something Stupid? To be fair, I'm indexing quite hard into a banner because it's fast. I don't really know if I've got a better... like a faster banner that isn't maybe attack could go better for her. Like the next fastest one is another attack one, then it's defense with 18. So we could kind of go like a base defense just to help. It would be a difference of 10 speed. Yeah, it would be a difference of 10 speed. We could switch it to this one with a bit of a glyph. We'll give her a bit more defense, right? I think it's probably better. We're still getting 19% attack, right? So it's kind of like we're still getting a decent amount of attack. We'd lose about 100 attack, but we'd gain 400 defense. I think we go like that. And then if we do this to give her a bit of speed, this, bit of that, bit of that. Is Stalwart gear one of those sets that could be used both as support and on nuclear? Absolutely. Like, what you got to remember about Stalwart is it's a flat 30% AoE damage reduction. So for this situation, it's really ideal because pretty much Hydra, apart from the Head of Decay, which you will get a lot of, which is really frustrating. She's going to probably be the one that gets picked on by the Head of Decay because she's going to have the lowest HP, I'd imagine. Apart from that head, all of them do AoE damage. I don't think there's anything I can do to stop that because their base HP is just atrocious. It's so bad. Like, there's not much you can really do about it. So, we'll see. I mean, it could be this just build is just too squishy. Maybe this team just doesn't work. We'll find out in today's episode of what crazy things am I doing today. I think I want Tomoa's ring. I'm gonna have to farm a chunk up before I do faction wars tomorrow, aren't I? Faction games. I've got to upgrade these now. Let's go filter, fitting room. Stalwart. Ideally, triple Defiant is better than Stalwart Defiant, but like I need more Defiant. Defiant. We need more Defiant windows. We just don't have enough. That one. Try on. Speed boots. That one. Need equipped. We must go and change Urost's, by the way. Uros weapon's a bit nuts. I have to go and rebuild Urost after this. And we need Queen Eva. And then we need substat speed, accuracy. Perception is this one, try on, and then the helm is Altan's helm. Okay. How are we so slow? 231. Oh, because I swapped the speed, didn't I? I didn't swap it that much. I only lost like 8 speed. Probably because I haven't glyphed everything, is it? That's what it is. Let's just upgrade this. It's going to be important for the HP. I mean, we have to upgrade all these things anyway because we need it for the fusion, so it's not the end of the world. I'll probably do a big farm tomorrow or something. I'll probably do a big farm tomorrow or something and get some silver back before the faction games. I mean, it'd be rude not to. Really? Really? Speed. Okay, he wants to hate me today. We've thrown all our luck out the window. Let's just give this an accuracy boost. Now it's low rolling all my glyphs. Horrid little thing that it is. What do we got down here? We can throw a little bit of resistance, but it's not going to matter. In this instance, this is where flat stat HP would be a little bit more valuable. Because I'd gain more from a flat stat HP than I would anything else. So this is the painful part. This is going to cost me all my silver. That cost me 3 million. Oh. What's this going to cost me? That cost me 2 million. Brutal. Let's do a defense. Resistance. See, like, the flat HP here, because she has such a terrible flat HP, it's going to be much more valuable to give me, like, just, like, her... Because her HP base is so bad, actually getting percentage HP is really bad. It's actually better for me to get flat HP because it's going to give me overall more HP than the 13%. 13% is basically 1,000 HP. This is going to give me more. It's fine. Let's have a look. What do we got then? Where are we at now? She's still a little bit slow. I really wonder why. It's just the banner, I think, is the major difference. She's a little bit low on accuracy as well, but we'll be able to rectify that a little bit. Obviously, the glyphs of low roll, they don't really, like, really, I should be able to use a bit more here. I think it's alright. There's a defense percentage we can get here. The accuracy is a little bit low, but I think we'll recover it. You know, there's always an opportunity that this gives me accuracy. A bit more HP, we'll take that. 1800 HP on an Ascension is great. It's really good. Couldn't get much better than that. You know, there's always opportunity that this as well gives me, like, speed. Okay, give me attack percentage, not great. I don't know, I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough, right? 240, it'll be fine. It's a little bit on the slow side, but we'll figure it out. Where did this get me? It's still not even got me anywhere near the fragments. Brutal, right? I'm gonna have to go on another I'm gonna have to go on another silver farming tomorrow. But a lot of that was like artifact, like accessories, which is not great. But we're ready to go. Ready to give it a go. Let's give it a go then. Nightmare. See how it goes. I farm, yeah, Spider for silver. I don't really want to use A3 yet. Knut's a bit faster than that, so... So if she basically buffs here, she's going to give herself counterattack, so it would be tied. So the best bet is I do that. So now Morley gets attacked, which somehow he stole increased speed even still. Which is kind of annoying. Isn't it the one target you want increase block buffs on is the one target that you didn't get it on. It's always the case, isn't it? Just target this for now. I don't know. It's going to pick on Wuji now. Okay, spreading buffs. It's fine. Provokes up again. Damage is low at the moment. But it's probably just work in progress. Poison Cloud is not great because we got a bit of low rolling on Wuji, felt like. I haven't built the Rich Stuff team, no. Not yet. Damage is like really low. Let's take this. I could sit in this chair for 1,000 years and watch the woods consume the neighborhood while It could be that it's just going to scale. We'll find out. We don't have Provoke right now. See, this is the issue with Morley. Like, people say Morley's really good. I don't have the Provoke. So, if I don't have the Provoke, I'm in trouble. Unless she gets back around to this with Necmo, I'm in trouble. Which I don't have a boost. Well, lucky. Got back round to it in time, but she's only doing it one turn. Yeah, see, Wu Ji is going to get targeted to hell and back by that Mischief. But Mischief is almost about to die, so that's good. We'll see what we get now when there's dead heads in terms of, like... Right, well, Mischief head is down, so that's something. The block buff's out. I'm not sold on the Wu Ji, to be honest. I might have to think of a different strategy other than Wu Ji. Decrease defense out. Didn't have Hex, unfortunately. It's a bit dodgy on healing, but... Like, see, I haven't got a Provoke now. So this is what I've been saying about Morley. Everyone keeps telling me Morley's really good. Morley's great for Hydra. Morley's this, Morley's that. And I'm like, she hasn't got Provoke. Kantra would have provoked this. So, am I missing something here? She's built fast. She's built in Reflex. I don't have Provoke. So this is going to cleanse now. I wouldn't have had this problem with Kantra. But people swear blind by the quality of Kantra, that she's the solution to everything. And I can't see it personally. Maybe it's just me. I am struggling to keep this Wu Ji alive. Yeah, because Wu Ji's the lowest HP, she's taking this heal reduction. So because she's taking the heal reduction, she's not healing, and I haven't got a cleanser in the team. And that is where the problem's coming. But I'll be able to revive her, so it's not the end of the world. So it's not like it's a major problem. I will be able to revive her. But it's not ideal. Damage, I guess, is okay. There's the first consumption. Provoke up. Like, she's dead, it's fine. Because again, we're going to get the revive, so that's okay. Again, we don't have Provoke. I'm not seeing the Morley. I'll be honest. I'm not seeing the value in Morley. I know people are probably telling me I'm using it wrong, or I don't know. I can't see it. She's not provoking enough. And she's fast. She's built at 250 speed. She's not provoking enough. And this is the problem I always have with Morley. She keeps one turn provoking. If she didn't one turn provoke, then it'd be fine. But she's not. She's one turn provoking, which means you just don't get the value out of it. And now I've got Poison Cloud out, so what do I do now? No, because he's a 2-turn cooldown. So I can get back round to a 2-turn cooldown in 1 turn. Like, it's just no point me hexing here because the Poison Cloud's out right now. And she's staying alive at least, but I haven't got Provoke again. I've never got Provoke. I'm not sold. I've got to say, I'm not sold on this. I don't understand how people think she's good. You want consistency. She's not consistent. This is my argument I get when people are like, oh, Strategos Islin is not a very good provoker. I'm like, he's better than these 3-turn cooldowns. Is he not? Because at least you get consistency. There's the cleanse, because no provoke. Lost all my debuffs. I'm not sold. I get frustrated when people convince me that a champion is good, and I'm almost adamant it's not. I've got the best decrease speed champion in the game for Hydra. I've got Nekmothar. Nobody does decrease speed better than Nekmothar. I just don't think you can run such a low cooldown on provoke. It needs to be up more often. And nobody will... Probably people tell me you're wrong and everything else like this. I'm not. Because I'm losing this run because of provoke. Nah. Let me show you how provoke works. Provoke. Wow, I actually resisted that. I always mess around with Hydra and I always return back to my same teams. This is what I get frustrated with Hydra. I always end up back where I started because theory crafting these Hydra teams just never results in success. Ready? Look, we need a provoke. What do? Oh, look, Cantra's provoked again. She's at 250 speed. If a champion has to go faster than 250 speed to work in Hydra, they're a bad provoker. Simply put. She's Nekmothar and her passive boosting her, and she's not fast enough. Michinaki's at 250 speed. Wait a turn. I'll be honest, I think, and I'll swear by it, she's a bad provoker. Cantra is, in my opinion, the best provoker for Hydra. Nobody can compete with Cantra's provoke. It's consistent every single turn, 75% of the chance, as long as you have decent turn meter control. She doesn't need to be built at like 300 million speed. She provokes every single time, and she still has so much utility that she's better in Hydra. I know I sound probably annoyed. It's just that so many times that people will kind of like convince me that I'm wrong, and then I actually work out that I'm not wrong. I was right all along, that she's the best provoker. She is by far the best provoker. Because it's consistent, it's regular, it's reliable, doesn't require any sort of difficult mechanics. I don't have to bring a secondary provoker. I just have to keep her boosting. The only issue with this team really is the Mithrala. So might just go back to trying to build this team better with Mithrala because it's just more consistent. Like, look how much damage I'm going to do here. 5.4, 7.6. Easy. I mean, you do get bad RNG. I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it can't work in your favor, but watch now. I'll get a counter turn. This time it didn't happen. Fair enough. But because I've got Nekmothar, as long as I have some form of turn meter boost in my team, then I should always get back round to provoke before I need it. But because I haven't got a cooldown on it, it's far less of an issue. Oh, Torment Head. It's the only thing with this team, there's no Torment Head solution. There you go. Provoke. Awesome. There you go. 75% of the time, but it works every single time because I've got Nekmathar. So. Well, she's bad. I lost that last run, Acrobat, because she didn't have Provoke available. So, fundamentally speaking, when it comes down to it, if your Provoker isn't available to provoke, then it's not doing your job, therefore not good. It's a pretty simple one-to-one comparison. If Morley's only job in that team is to provoke, and Morley is incapable of provoking on a regular enough basis, then she's not useful to the team. Which is what the result of that team was. I lost all that because there was too much cleansing going on, which meant I lost decreased speed and decreased attack, which meant the team fell apart. So. Yeah. Now I can hit this. This team just doesn't have a torment solution, which kind of sucks. But it's normally okay. I can get away with it if I'm just clever. This is the only downside this team when there's no torment solution is I've run out of debuffs because I had too many fears. Now I probably can get away with it if I get a boost right now, which I don't have. It's probably gonna be a cleanse. There's nothing I can really do about that. The torment head is a problem in this team. Oh, the Eaton is great actually. Eaton's really good. It gives me a turn. Oh, she didn't provoke. Of course she didn't. There's me singing her praises and she didn't provoke. Block buffs. There we go. Nukes out. There's a cleanse. It's fine. Decrease attack back out. We just need to get some... Ah, that's awful timing. Ah... Fucking torment heads. Honestly, I hate the torment head. This is going to be awkward now because I can't do anything. At least take the reflect away. Thank you. This is only awkward because of the Torment Head. It's got nothing to do with provokes. The Torment Head is stopping me doing skills, which means I lost the debuffs, which meant I couldn't provoke. I might as well hit that for some damage. Stun it up. Get some increased defense. I really need a cleanse. Please don't kill him. Please do not kill. Thank God for that. Whew, that was close. Okay, now we just need to kill the Torment Head, get back under control, and we're fine. Just had a bit of bad RNG then. We're still getting bad RNG. See, Cantra's really good as a backup block buffs. She's good as a backup decrease attack. Like, there's a lot more utility to Cantra's ability in this team than the... I'm going to do this to heal up. There's a lot more utility that Cantra brings than Morley. Yes, turn meter's good, but all these debuffs are so much more valuable to me. So I am going to die on the church that Cantra is the best provoker in this game for Hydra. It's really awkward that I've got no heat cleansing for that. Can I get rid of this Torment Head? Oh, so close. It'd be nice if Soul Reap was useful. I really need this head to be dead. Really need this head to be dead. Okay, good. That gets rid of that. Now it's can I keep my Ugo alive just one turn? Cleanse, please. Cleanse, cleanse. Thank the Lord. We're good. We're okay. Whew. Apologize for not using Morley's. And what do you mean not using Morley's passive? You can't not use Morley's passive. How can you not use Morley's passive? I don't understand that. Isn't it always active, no matter you get hit? I could make a case, to be fair, Max, I could make a case that Bivold is a better provoker than Kantra purely because he brings as much utility as Kantra, right? I get that. You know, Mischief Tanker. She was the Mischief Tank. It's just that Wuji was taking it. Outside of the incidents when Wuji took it, she was the Mischief Tank. I can totally see a case for Bivold. 100%. Bivold would be the one that I would say could compete because you get multiple sources of provoke and also you get the healing with it. So it's more than just provoke, right? So you're getting utility as well. So I totally, I can see, I could concede that Bivold might be in the right scenario a better provoker than Kantra. Yeah, Wuji was just taking the reduced healing too much. So... yeah, I mean, the problem is with Wuji, it's very hard to get her HP high enough for you to be able to... like, it's very hard for you to get Wuji's HP high enough that she doesn't take that. Because her HP base is just so low. Okay, we're going to get a cleanse here, but it's fine. Because actually we can control this cleanse. For the provoke. It's fine. I'd like not to take a smack here right now. Just heal up. Boost. Just do that. Slow people down. I'm going to save this actually because I'd rather get some Hex out before I A3'd. So we've got to wait 2 turns anyway. That's fine. That's not great. It does, but it doesn't. It works in the sense that it works, but it also gets reduced heavily because it's considered AoE damage. So you never truly see the value of it, unfortunately. I get husked attacked here. That's fine. Boof, boof, boof. Make sure it doesn't get the heal. See what I mean? It doesn't really do the damage you want. Because it gets heavily reduced by AoE damage, which kind of is meh. But it's what it is. Like, can't really do much about it. Bit of bonus damage here. We don't talk about Morley. Morley is not my friend right now. Yeah, Soul Reap is coded as AoE, so when you use it in Hydra, because Hydra has the opportunity to reduce AoE damage by quite a considerable amount, that's why it never really does the damage you would expect it to do. Because it's AoE. Which obviously... you don't want AoE damage, but you know. So... yeah, it's not that I'm saying Solus is bad. Solus is actually quite a good provoker as well. The only problem is Solus is a Void Legendary, right? So trying to get hold of him is hard. But yeah, Solus is very good as well. Also, Solus has the ability to steal buffs or remove buffs, which is a big deal as well. We shouldn't be overlooking the value of that. Just kill this off. So, yeah, but I feel like I personally believe if you have to put Nekmothar and Provoke, you lose his value, right? Nekmothar with Relentless is just so much stronger. I feel like I'd rather have a guaranteed, reliable, consistent Provoker rather than having to find multiple sources of Provoke just to keep it under control. So you lose all the Relentless procs, which sometimes can be very valuable. It's just my personal... I think Relentless is better than Provoke on Nekmothar. I think you just lose so much value. We can do that because we... Actually, we probably should have waited for... Doesn't really matter. So... Yeah, he probably goes under the radar, Preston, because effectively he's Void Legendary. So it's kind of like... Because we had the Fusion Bivald and there are other Provokers, you know, it kind of like gets lost in the talk. So... I'll never... So another thing, I'll never build a Shamael team. I just haven't got the patience for it. I just can't stand it. I'd rather kill the... I'd rather kill the Provoke head or fail than build a Shamael team. It's just so slow. It's like watching paint dry as he auto-attacks every single time. He needs the Rector Drath treatment like yesterday. There's Shamael. It just takes so long. Yeah, Morley's Provoke was booked. She just sucks, basically. Oh, I've got Torment Head back, which is kind of awkward. Yeah, I mean, Nekmo 374, that makes a difference, right? Sunwalk on Blessing suggestion. If you're using him in Arena, Temporal Chains. If you're using him in damage mode, probably like Lightning Cage. And if you're using him in like kind of a hybrid mode, like for Hydra, like you're probably better off going like something like Brimstone and just target the where you want to put the Brimstone. Nah, I just don't... I can't stand the Shamael's timings. Like, it takes so long for Shamael to do anything. It's really frustrating. We're in this awkward situation, by the way, where we've got Torment Head up. So Ugo's about to be eaten, which is a problem. We've got Torment Head up, which is a problem. So we're kind of saving all of our max HPs for when Ugo gets eaten next. And then I will try and kill the Torment Head off as quickly as possible. So... It's not ideal. I have no decreased defense, but I'm going to have to do it anyway. Weak hit. No good. Gnut should be able to A3 that. Damn, Provoke. Cleanse, nice. Get my Ugo back. Nice. Who's going to take a turn? You. Brimstone. This is why I'm manual, because Brimstone application is very important. I can get a lot more damage when I apply Brimstone correctly. This run's a bit slow on damage because we've had so many... we've had double Torment. Normally I get away with not having double Torment. But again, look. Value of Cantra. Stealing buffs away on weak hits. So if we do end up in a situation where some buffs got stolen... then she can come and utility take them away. A reflect buff, an ally protection buff. These buffs actually make a big difference. So being able to just take them away is a big deal. Oh, it doesn't matter if he spreads, that's fine. So again, now all we want to do is try and kill this Torment Head as quickly as possible, really. Like now, I'll go in with the Gnut. I just need to kill it as fast as possible. So I get rid of it. We get double weak hit, which is kind of painful. Nice, RNG. With this run, what we're basically doing is we're trying to RNG the cleanses on the Fear and then one-shot the Torment Head as quickly as possible. That poison is a bit nasty. Who's going to take a turn next? Torment Head. Okay, we didn't get it. It's unfortunate. I've noticed as well, Cantra is very... Mithrala is very fond of always seeming to target the head you don't want with this random attack. Always seems to like put the poison on like the Torment Head or the Mischief Head, the Decay Head where you don't want to have it because you want to provoke. We're on Nightmare. Who's going to take a turn next? You. Okay, we resisted it. It's annoying. Should be able to kill the Torment Head in a minute. Needed it. One of these enemies is gonna take a turn soon, and I'll get Brimstone out on them. One of them. Don't weak hit for me now. Come on, Gnut. Nice. Nice. 3 non-weak hits. We're getting a little bit of damage loss here. That's fine. We're going to get Leech. It's fine. He's eaten. Boom. Can we just kill the Torment Head, please? Oh, so close to killing the Torment Head. Let's just put Brimstone on you. Okay, we didn't get it. Of course not. Come and kill the Brimstone. Oh, we got a reflash. Oh, no. I used it. I should have watched. Ah. Right. We got rid of the phase now, which is good. That's the most important thing. Ah. What do you think is a decent damage for Hydra Brutal? 1 key? I mean, obviously Hydra Clash is a factor, but if you can 1 key, it's good damage for a Brutal. Brutal, hard to Brutal, I actually find is quite a, for a lot of players, is quite a big step up. It's a, the amount of damage you take is quite high, that I find. Now, this is going to be actually quite dangerous because I'm going to get all heads spawn at the same time. So it's kind of like I need to be able to reapply everything. I've no idea what Temporal Chains is doing, by the way. This almighty strength with Temporal Chains is proccing some craziness. I have no idea what it is. It's doing something. I know, I got another refresh. It's kind of crazy. So it's kind of like, you can see I'm not really using my abilities because I'm a bit worried when everything respawns. I won't have control. So we got Suffering, Mischief. That's fine. They're okay. Still not willing to use any of my abilities just yet. What up, Cat? Alright. But hopefully we can get Brimstone back out on the Suffering head now. That's the best head for Brimstone. If you already got worth, is it worth it to Hellhades? Absolutely. Soul Stones, Stone Skin, Protection, Clan Gold. Hydra is one of the most valuable rewarding areas of the game. Right, we do have a Provoke. That's what I was waiting for. Now I need debuffs. I need 5 debuffs up as soon as possible. So we need to get debuffs on this target. Brimstone over there. Might as well just hit this for now. I want to save my A3 because... Boost. We need a boost on Necmo like yesterday. That was not ideal, losing turn meter there. I think we might get a cleanse. That's fine. This is what I was worried about, the respawn, but it should be okay because I didn't use too many buffs. Come on. Need to get control like quickly here. Torment Head is not ideal for this because getting control out is hard with Torment Heads. Double Poison's great. We need 2 more debuffs. Boost, decrease speed. There we go. We should have a Provoke now. Got a lot of buffs for the time being. Just got to wait it out. always awkward when you lose all of the heads all at the same time. We just need to basically wait for these buffs to fall off. I do want to take away this one if I can. Because it's got to reflect, and I really don't want to reflect. This one I can just whack for a bit. Drop that, stun it out. We don't get as much damage, but it's still good enough. Get that out. Hey, stop it, you. Just trying to get rid of the reflect buff. Now I can actually use my AoE ability, which I couldn't do before, but we're probably going to wait for Gnut to come back out, if I'm being honest. Yes, I know, Cat. You want attention. I get it. What if I don't care about souls overall? You should care. Souls are the most valuable aspect of a champion empowerment these days, in my opinion. Souls and artifact ascension is the most important thing. We should be able to stun this dude. Nice. He's going to get eaten in a minute. He'll probably stay alive. Let's just take away some of these increased attacks if I can. The Torment Head actually does hit hard. Well, that's the end of this run. I was just thinking I should have taken the increased attack away from the Torment Head. I didn't have decreased attack. I didn't have increased attack. The only weakness to this team is it doesn't have a Torment solution. It's the only weakness to the team. Otherwise, it's a really solid team. So. Don't even talk to me about Morley. Because Morley would not work in this team. Simple as. The team is too heavily dependent on Kantra. And besides which, I messed up anyway because I didn't manage the transition between the 5 head revivals. I said there was a risk when the 5 head revivals came up, and I didn't manage the risk properly because I didn't set up the block debuff properly, and I didn't set up the I'm gonna low roll everything now, aren't I? I've had Torment so many times this run, it's actually kind of annoying. Had I managed the revival of the Torment's Head properly, this wouldn't have happened, but I didn't, which meant every time. I also didn't get decreased attack out from Nekmothar, which is really unlucky. Lots of things went wrong this run. Yeah, but you probably got like Templar, level with me. What champions is in that full auto run? No, I'll never build that Corpulent Cadaver team. Not even if they give me 1,000,000 Prism Shards am I going to build that Corpulent Cadaver team. No roll an RNG here. That's good. Trusted to be the tankiest head as well. I'm not going to be able to get it out. It's not going to be enough. Oh, just got him out in time. That was close. Was close. Yeah, I know. They're all using it. It's annoying. Nekmo, Tuhanarak, Kantra, Michinaki, Knut, Mithrala. It's pretty good. I don't have the Tuhanarak. Tuhanarak would be the one that I would replace Mithrala with, because it would give me the increased defense. Like, Royal Guard's just in here because he's in triple refresh, right? So he's just... It happens to be that I've got good accessories to make it work with him. Yeah, I mean, the Tuhanarak helps a lot, right? I'm a firm believer, and obviously people will call me hypocritical or whatnot because my team died, that if you need revive, the team's not built well. I only lost Ganut because I didn't manage the transition very well. Rarely do I ever kill all 5 heads in one go. Very rare am I ever in a situation where I kill all 5 in the head in one go. The problem is now, I only have one source of damage to kill this Torment head. So, I don't know, I might regroup. I might regroup. I let all the 4 heads revive. It's very rare that I kill all 4 heads. This team can do like easily 80 million. Oh yeah, I know that's a strategy, Max. Obviously, what I'm saying is that is a strategy. What I'm saying is I don't want to revive on that strategy. I don't want to rely on it. Yeah, but as I said, I generally don't need the revive. The only reason why I messed up, I made the mistake. I didn't manage the transition when they all came up so that I had enough debuffs so that I could get the re-provoke in. And I then didn't get decreased attack on this Torment Head, and I didn't steal the buffs off the Torment Head with Kantra. I made the mistake. That's why I lost my Gnut. So it's not like I'm saying it's fine. I don't know if I'll keep this key. I think I can do another 20 million. So... Not really. Ugo will die before Nekmothar. And nobody is dying before Kantra. You got to remember, every time a debuff comes off, Kantra heals. Ugo is not dying. Ugo is not staying alive before Kantra gets revived. So I'll just do it another night. I'm not feeling Hydra tonight. I'm just not feeling Hydra tonight. So I just think Wuji is just not tanky enough. And so she's just getting the Head of Decay all the time. So, I mean, the only problem with my main Nightmare team at the moment is Mithrala. Mithrala just does so much that it's very difficult to replace, but she's doing too many poisons, and I don't want the poison debuff. So ideally, I need someone who has got strength and shield, increased defense, which is very hard to find a champion that does all three. So otherwise, this team works great. But sometimes the Mithrala can overpoison the Decay Head. Sometimes it just doesn't work well. So... Well, I need it for the Hydra clash. Otherwise, it puts so much pressure on Team 2 and Team 3 that, to be honest, it would be awkward, you know? You know, my clan requires me to... They require me to put up decent numbers. So... Gnut doesn't really do much damage on his A2 and his A1. I don't use his A2. Probably not this stream, Wesley. Probably next stream. So... I'm just not feeling Hydra tonight. So, we'll see. It's good to feel like I wasted, like, 15 million silver building a team that didn't work, but, you know. I feel like Michinarki's in a better build now, at least. I feel like this is a better build for Michinarki overall. I think Michinarki's build is fine at 264. What is it? 254. That's okay. So perfect fail. I could, but that's not really solving the problem, Denta, because I lose a cleanse, I lose AoE shield, I lose AoE strengthen. So you don't really gain. All I'm gaining is block debuffs, which is not that valuable. Morley's just not doing it for me. She just doesn't do it for me. This just doesn't work. If it's a one-turn provoke, it's not long enough. And this passive is not... A 25% turn meter fill when she gets attacked is not worth it for me. Because all she does is provoke. There are so many better champions out there that do more than just provoke. So I'm not feeling it. So... Night Acrobat. No. It's not the answer, as I said. Like you guys, you gotta remember, I don't care about Revive. I don't think it's needed. And I don't care about Provoke sets because I don't think it's needed. What I'm saying is there are better Provoke options that doesn't require Provoke sets and doesn't require me to index multiple champions to the role. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not about that I can't build a Nightmare team. I'm clearly capable of building a Nightmare team. I just had really bad luck and I messed up the rotation there. So I just don't see, in my opinion, I don't see the I don't see people like the way that they rave about Morley. I don't see it. I don't see the value in it. I think there are better champions that can fit into a team and do more than her. That's my opinion. I'm allowed an opinion. So, you know, I mean, she was even in Reflex. You know, she's in Reflex and she still couldn't do it. It's like, what more do you need? So, I mean, I might use her in like, I think she might be better with slower speeds, right? So, where my old teams, like we had teams here. Yeah, so she might serve as a better Provoke champion than Skull Lord here. So maybe we just like move them around a little bit. Because I feel like, there's more flexibility that if she's on a slower speed, she can get back round to it quicker, where Skull Lord can get back round to it faster. So maybe we basically take Morley out here. We basically say that's Skull Lord. And maybe Morley goes in here instead. Skull Lord comes out for decreased attack, so we'd have to find a decreased attack champion. Wuji needs to come out of here for block buffs, so that would probably be Ugo, if I'm being honest. And then here we'd need a decreased attack champion. Which I don't know who I'd be. I'll have to find someone who's got decreased attack. I mean, we could use Val. Val's quite fun. Squishy as hell. Oh, Kyoku could work in here. Kind of takes up the Nia speed, though. We could take Uko. That'd give us block buffs. We could drop Ugo. Wouldn't give us decreased defense, though. Yeah, I mean, we could just keep Skull Lord out here and leave Skull Lord for another team and put Cantor in here, right? Because between Ugo, Michinaki, Gnut, Necmo, we should have a lot. So we could put, like, Cantor back in here. to give us backup debuffs across the board. I'm not sold on the Tutora, to be honest, as like a Torment solution. But it could go in here. That would give us block debuffs. I feel like any Veil champion needs an extender, right? You know, the other option is Godseeker. And then just try and RNG the block debuffs with Kantra. Martyr is a sneak pick. Yeah, the only risk you run with Martyr is if you do get 3%, they still counterattack. It can be a bit nasty, right? You don't really want to take counterattack risks unless you really can be safe with it. So we could run like Kantra and then run a Godseeker so that we can extend the Tutora buffs and also give us a bit more sustained healing. But this doesn't really have any healing at all, right? It's basically Leech and that's about it. And Godseeker. She would solidify the team, but we have no strengthen, we have no increase, or we have increased defense, we have no strengthen. But we could run Godseeker paired with a Tutora. I feel like if you run a Veil solution, you need a buff extender, right? Because there's no Veil that will last 100% of the time. Next time you do Champion Spotlight, I'll build that champion wrong and claim doesn't work. Bronco. How am I building this champion wrong? Please explain to me how I've built Kantra incorrectly. Just because she's not 300 speed, she's not built incorrectly. With the greatest respect. She is built fast. She's built resistance. She's built with accuracy. She's got lightning cage, so she's designed to be the mischief tank. So I'm maximizing her rowdy crowd as much as I can maximize it. I've got it booked. There's nothing wrong with this build. She's in reflex, so we're not relying on not this. There's everything that's perfectly fine with this build. Probably pairing her with Wuji wasn't correct. It would probably make sense that Wuji wasn't in the team so that she would not sometimes miss this rowdy crowd. But I'm not... You can't say to me, I'm building her incorrectly. Is she a bit slow? Maybe. But she's not built incorrectly. Especially when you consider I've paired her with Nekmothar as well. So she's getting Nekmothar's boosted turn meter and increased speed and her own passive. So that should make up the difference. If you factor in the fact that she's got reflex, double turn meter boost from Nekmothar and her passive, and she's also in reflex set, those three things together should mean that she should get back to this in time. The problem is if it low rolls one every single time, it's going to happen. She's not going to get there. So she needs a secondary source. You have to run Nekmothar. So that's not about Morley's build then. That's basically everyone else in the team doesn't support her. So she's still built correctly. My point remains is she cannot, on her own, unless you run her extremely fast, be a single provoker. That's not building her incorrectly. That's basically the reality. So yeah, so the only difference with this Nightmare team, if I run Kantra with Tutora and Godseeker, is it does lack a little bit of healing. I mean, Godseeker will heal. It's not bad. I mean, what kind of other buff extenders do I have? Increase buff duration. Demytha's not a bad shout, actually. Awella could be a good shout. Awella actually is a great shout. It's a big healer. Awella would be... We do lose the backup revive, which is what Godseeker kind of gives you. Which is quite nice. It's tricky. No, the argument I'm trying to counter is people are telling me she's built incorrectly. That's why I'm not getting success. I'm arguing that's not the case. You're telling me to build her in an extreme scenario to make her work when I don't have to with other champions. So the argument I'm saying is Kantra is a better provoker than Morley because you don't have to build her so extreme. You don't have to have other support champions to make her viable. Now, if you found success, great, don't really mind. What I'm trying to say is, the counter-argument to you've built her wrong, how dare you say you've built her wrong, how dare you say she's terrible, I haven't, I've built her right, I'm trying to say that she's not as good as someone else. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I'm saying she doesn't work as a solo provoker. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, we're not talking about Morley anymore, because it's annoying me. It's tricky. Yeah, I mean, Oella would give us 2 meter boost. So... I still think Cantra's good for backup debuffs. And I mean, Oella's built really well, I think. She's built quite fast, so she would just slot straight in, which is really nice. The only downside to Oella is you can't really control her passive so much. So if one champion is a little bit slower and takes a lot of continuous heals, then the mischief targeting can be a little bit funky, especially if we haven't got a dedicated, like, block debuffs. But she could just slot, and she's a little bit low, but we'd get increased resistance. Well, increased resistance would stop most of it. It should do. It's always a risk, though, with Oella, because of that increased resistance. It can be a little bit annoying, you know. Cantra normally just needs 2 meter boost, right? So she just needs, like, some pushing the team. So as long as there's, like, a Necmo or there's, like a 2 meter booster in the team, she's normally perfectly fine, right? Because even if she does bad roll, then she normally can get back around to another turn. You know, my Cantra's built not insanely fast. She's built about 250 speed. She's built at 244 speed. To be honest, I haven't rebuilt her in a while. So she's just built as like a bit of a mini tank there. And to be honest, sustaining 5 debuffs with the right team is quite easy because she'll put enough debuffs out herself, right? This A2 will pump debuffs like nobody's place. You'll easily get to 5 debuffs. As long as your setup is good, and normally like I've got a pretty good setup with Ugo and that, it's pretty easy to set her up. I don't have any problems with her. I've been running this team for like months. It's only because I'm trying to push more damage on my Nightmare team that I'm trying to rebuild them. Otherwise, I could easily 1-key with that team without even breaking a sweat. It's just I'm trying to get more towards 100 million on that team so that I can help the clan out a little bit more. So it's very hard to replace Mithrala in a lot of teams. That's what I tend to find is you just get so much in one ability. You get strengthen, shield, hex, increase attack. I mean, Lydia can come in, but Lydia's kind of like, she's bringing increased speed and strengthen, but she's not bringing the cleanse, the shielding, the increased defense, the increased attack, right? You get so much more with Mithrala. But this A1 is a problem. The fact she attacks 2 times at random, it just puts debuffs all over the place. It's real problematic. So it's a bit annoying. Saf, my Mythia isn't working. I have 220 speed into Mythia. Have I built her right? No. If you're joking, it's not really that funny, is it? There's a difference between having a speed tune and saying the champion just needs to go faster. That's a very big different statement. Lydia and Cursed. I mean, you got Michinaki, right? So it does help to have a backup Cursed, but it's not the end of the world. It's just trying to find someone that you can replace this like Cleanse Strengthen with. Like, what would be a great substitute if I had him would be someone like Archbishop. He's a great substitute. Heals all allies by 30% of their max HP, places increased defense, you get shield buff, you get block buffs. Like, that's the type of champion that this team really needs. If I had Archbishop, he would fill the Tutora role, he would fill the Godseeker role for block buffs. Like, obviously, that's not what Godseeker's doing. Godseeker's doing this. He just fills so much. It's a shame. Actually, I would really like to get my hands on a Pintroy. I think he'd be really valuable. just because he gives you a lot. Obviously, I could get Bivald in the team as a provoker, as a leech, as a shield. But again, he's not cleansing. He's just healing, and you kind of need a cleanse, really. I feel like that's what I'm like, because I don't have. I mean, I suppose you don't need it with the Tatora. I'm not really sold on Tatora, to be honest. It's what tends to happen when you're building teams is like it's the Torment Head that caused a lot of the problems. So you're almost like you want to build a solution for the Torment Head, but you really only have like 3 options, which is Rector Drath. I mean, I could literally just throw Rector Drath in, but I would still be depending on a block buffs, you know? It's that option, it's that problem of trying to find a Torment solution. So whatever you do with a Veil buff, you normally need to bring a buff extender because the Veil will never extend across. You're never going to get the extension. Like, we get a lot of healing and leech and decreased attack, decreased speed from Necmo, which is great. Gnut's going to give us decreased defense, backup, decreased attack, and damage. Gnut's going to give us damage. Cantrip gives us provoke, but it's like trying to fill the last spots for the last 2. Yeah, Ugo does cleanse, but not enough, like, to deal with the Torment solution. Tried Pintroy, couldn't get him to score bigger than Ugo. Ugo is quite dominant, though, isn't she? Like, Ugo is quite dominant. You know, Ugo, Pintroy works in this team because I have Michinaki as backup decreased defense, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's just trying to find the right balance. I think Hydra is one of those teams that sometimes one champion can make a difference. And like trying to put the right champions in the right configuration. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to leave the stream there. I need to reconfigure my head on this and just get my brain around the problems and try and find a solution. And we'll see what goes off. Anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow with this new something's coming. Figure it out. I guess I'll do Hydra tomorrow. There's plenty of time. We'll see what happens. I don't have Supreme Garlic, no, because that would be another great option. So we'll see. Yeah, hopefully I just need to reconfigure my brain a little bit. Hopefully we'll get there. So it's just Hydra. I just went, sometimes you just don't feel like that run was pretty bad as well. I got pretty bad luck. So anyway, catch you guys later, and I'll catch you in the next stream.